Alright, we are now back. Icarus is still using the bathroom, but I am reloading all the stuff that we need here. In the previous episode, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching live, then 30 seconds ago, I ended up getting a piece of dust in my throat, which was very fun. Ugh. That was nasty. But we did episode 4, talked about a little bit of the gripes with the characters that were written off outside of Rebecca. But now with episode 5 on its merry way, the finale, there'll be a fair bit to go over here. For anybody that is watching this on YouTube that has somehow not watched all of Season 1, the DLC, and everything up to this point of Season 2, we are spoiling Seasons 1 through 3, so be aware of that. We'll be talking about the what-ifs for any decisions that are not made. And I think that's basically the TLDR. I don't think there's anything too terribly important to do. You can go ahead and click on that game window because I minimized it to make sure.
Excellent. Alright. Onward. These shots are so good.
They're really good,
like,
yeah.
I really cannot emphasize how much I adore the style, the visuals, and just generally the graphics of the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
Like, I know we dunk on Season 2 a lot, and, like, the only real issue of why we dunk on it is because at its core, this is, like, stripping away the video game, this is a story. Mm-hmm. And so if anything needs to be on point the most amount of time, it's the story.
Yeah.
Also, you can tell that was not the place you were in right there, because the tiles of the floor were different.
Yeah.
That's actually beta footage. A lot of the, like, previously on The Walking Dead and next time on The Walking Dead, a lot of it's beta footage. That's why backgrounds and stuff look different sometimes.
If things start heading south, don't let them drag you down with them.
Yeah, is that the... Yeah. Alright.
Drive that now or I'm gonna fucking shoot it! I'll do it! Drop it! Drop it!
And now while you go through the beginning here, because there's not too terribly much for me to talk about in terms of additional weird things, I'm going to use the bathroom.
That's fair. I still stand by what I said. I feel like there are other options for how we could have done that particular scene, but, you know, it is what it is. We dunk on it a decent amount, but it's still pretty cool. Telltale Games presents, in association with Skybound Entertainment, The Walking Dead. Down. Look at these visuals. This is beautiful. This is just spectacular. Like, also I love, like, the scare for a minute where you think the Clementine has been, like, shot and... Also the voice actor in all of these situations are fantastic. Overall, very impressed.
Fuck you! You started this shit!
That's fair. I think this is another situation too where I'm just pressing the W key and I don't need to slow down or like stop or
I
whatever.
think you're good.
Which again, like, kind of feels like gameplay for the sake of gameplay.
Get behind cover!
And of course we'll go after the baby. Are you kidding me? Alright.
Shit. I didn't even see him out there.
Forget about it when Cody was here.
Luke forgot about, oh, excellent. Luke forgot about the baby.
Okay, we gotta do something, y'all. Get down here.
Yeah, Luke.
Can't just sit here and let this guy take pot shots at us until he runs out of ammo.
Quit talking about it and do it!
Yeah, alright. This don't have to get
Oh,
any
God,
worse
whenever
than it
the
already
10-year-old
is.
is like,
You can
alright,
just go!
do something. Stop talking and do something.
English, motherfucker!
Do you speak it?
If I could just get over to that side of the wall, I could maybe get an angle on this guy.
I would say Kenny's got some pretty good lines in this game. That Vanilla Ice one is still one of my favorites.
Good.
Whenever he's insulting, Nick.
I'm pretty sure this is where Luke dies.
Nah, not yet.
No, not yet.
Nope.
Ah.
You actually get a conversation, like, it's a small conversation, but one I really like of Luke talking about how whenever you and Clementine and the rest of the group set out, about how it seemed like so many people, and now the two of you are the only ones left because he's lost all of his friends that he started with. And, like, it's really sad, but again, like, sad is often good in this case because that means that, like, he impacted you. As opposed to, like, yeah, I don't really care, Luke.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be fine.
I think I'm gonna be fine. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
If there's nothing we learned from the writing of this season, it's that hate is not the opposite of love, it's indifference.
Yeah.
And a lot of characters feel
You get out here.
where I'm just like, yeah, I'm indifferent to what happens.
Shut up.
And I don't feel that with, like, almost every other character in Season 1. Like, even Larry.
I'm ending this.
Like,
Get out here.
I even felt bad for Mark, and he just literally showed up between episodes.
Yeah.
Think I'm bluffing.
Also,
Get out here.
bro, you need to be more attentive to your surroundings.
Stop squirming, damn it.
Bye, Natasha. Bye, Natasha.
Sorry, dude. She was gone.
Yeah, she was absolutely gone. He's still gonna be mad at you for it, though. And no, there was no way to not shoot her there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have not shot her, but then you would have gotten a game over, so.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
There's no good ending here. What the hell? Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that knife, man? Have you been holding out on us?
Yeah, she had that the whole time.
Jane, are you good, man?
Also, that just looks like a reused asset of Matthew's knife from episode 2.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, it's just a combat knife, so.
I mean, yeah.
That was such an unceremonious fuck you. It was really good.
Jane, why do you look so stunned?
Here, I got him.
She'll explain it in a second.
Like, you were totally down to kill glasses, like, 20 minutes ago. Not 20 minutes ago, but, like, in the last episode.
I think that was less killing him and more threatening him, honestly, because she mentions it right here.
Eh.
Well, not right here, but, like, as you're walking away.
That was
What is this, man?
Also, I'm going to call major bullshit on the fact that outside of Luke getting nailed in the leg, that nobody on your side died.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Rebecca, but, like, not in the firefight.
Never killed someone that didn't wrong me in some way.
Okay,
Didn't
look.
deserve it.
I'm
Tried
not
to pretend
saying
as a
he
walker.
deserved it,
It's
but
different.
also he was actively
He was
shooting
trying to
us.
kill us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's why I did it, but it felt wrong.
well,
Yeah. So
well,
that's
see you later.
Yeah, that's why I don't think she would have killed Arvo, is the whole, like, I've never killed anybody that has not actively wronged me. And Arvo didn't really actively wrong her, per se. Like, he didn't want them to take the medicine, but that's, you know,
Yeah.
that's different from, like, actively trying to kill them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Rebecca.
That's the thing, too. I know it sounds, like, disrespectful,
How did this happen?
but they never, like, make sure that their comrades' pockets have... See, this is a great time to be turning out
Don't
people's
blame
pockets.
yourself, Kenny.
Yeah,
Because we were just talking about, like, fresh kills or whatever in the last episode.
Yeah, I presume they probably do that air quote between scenes. Like, they're more upset about their friend dying, which is fair.
You know, we could have done
And, you know, provided that you don't just have zombies jumping out of the trees, which, since this is Walking Dead, could literally happen at any second, that they have...
Yeah, she.
Most of the time, they don't have time to mourn, and this is one of the few times that they actually do. They can't bury the body, but they can, like, you know, at least say their goodbyes. So...
But, like, they should be turning out everybody's pockets, like, all
Hey.
these Russian guys. Especially these
Stop,
Russian guys.
guys! Get off me! Come on!
It's over, man. He ain't a threat to us.
How can you say that? Of course he is! Get out of the way!
Whoa! What are you doing?
I'm doing the same thing this asshole tried to do to us!
He wasn't the one shooting at us. That guy's dead.
Just because he don't have a gun doesn't mean he wouldn't have!
Well, he didn't, so leave him alone.
There is house, food. Please. Please, I can take you.
Bullshit!
No, no. It's true. We have place. Not far. Food.
See? He wants
Willing
to
to
help.
totally
Oh,
turn
don't
around
be
and be
stupid.
like, yep, let me
He's
take
just
you to
trying
my
save
leader.
his skin.
Yeah.
Why the hell would
It's like, I kind of do agree with Kenny. Like, I know you have to say whatever you can to survive, but, like, everybody outside of Kenny is just so quick to, like, be like, oh yeah, he must be telling the
It
truth.
could save all of us. We need the food.
It's like, did you not forget, like, even though he didn't shoot anybody, he was the active distraction for everybody else to try and get the jump on
It's
you.
worth the
Yeah.
risk to
So,
check
like,
this
it's
place
really
out.
hard to just be like,
Trust
yeah,
it,
we should
don't
immediately
trust it,
trust
it doesn't
everything
matter.
this guy
We
says.
should go anyway.
Yeah.
We just need to be careful. It can't be far from here.
You stay out of this. You're the reason these fuckers came after us in the first place.
Don't try and pin this on me.
Lay off, Kenny. She just helped us.
It doesn't matter why it happened.
You just gotta, like,
Have to
dude, at
move
this
on.
point,
Yeah.
Think about the baby,
just
Kenny.
keep moving.
If there's supplies,
That baby is super chill.
I was gonna be like, did you notice that like child did not like have any facial change or blink or anything just
Yep.
then? It literally was just staring up at you.
Yeah, it hasn't in any of the scenes it's been in.
We got some
Yeah, that's a little
tie this
weird.
shitbird up.
Shit
Yeah.
bird.
I got
10
some.
out of 10.
Congratulations, Arvo, you're the new Ben.
Yep.
Just give me a reason.
Yeah, man, he gets it.
I can see the resemblance already.
I mean, they're roughly, I would guess, the same age. Close, like within 5 years for sure.
Close enough. And they're both morons.
Yeah,
There you go. New Ben.
we'll call you Russian Ben.
Look, I know you're probably pissed about me leaving. When I heard the gunshots, I knew it was a mistake. If it helps, the thing I'd normally
I need to go find it on TV Tropes, but there was a really good argument about her being a foil to Molly from the first game, and it was really well written.
Everything I've
Because it talks about, like,
everything I've been
how, because one of the reasons that they're opposite each other is because, like, what you've seen with Jane, is they both try to protect their sister, and Molly couldn't because of her sister's condition and Crawford got to her. Jane wouldn't. Like, it was an active choice of being like, fine, I'm just going to give you what
You
you
don't gotta
want.
point the gun at him.
And then the whole thing of, like, when Molly leaves, she leaves. You don't see her again. When Jane leaves, she comes back, and there was, like, a bunch of other
I'm worried about Kenny.
Yeah.
different... And it was really well written. I need to go find it
He's in a
later.
dark place.
I will say, as much as TV Tropes will absolutely spoil the entirety of the seasons, they're, like, whoever did the writing for some of those did a phenomenal job.
I've known him a while.
Like, they put together some connections that even I did not figure out, where I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. And it was usually because it was a character I wasn't thinking of. Where it's like, oh yeah, this is a foil to this person. I'm like, how so? And then they listed all, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're kind of right, actually.
That means you're the
Alright.
one that's gonna have to pull him back. He's counting on you.
There's one I want to throw in there for a Season 3 character, if you remember Tripp, the guy that wore the blue jumpsuit thing. He's actually a lot like Abraham in the show.
Come on, slow pumps.
Like, the more and more that I've
You know.
watched other people play,
Uh-huh.
and particularly because he's got some really funny, like, insults or freakouts. Like, there's one point where a zombie surprises him, and instead of being like, oh crap, or something like that, he goes, shit my nuts, and just throws him off. And it's like, also, shit my nuts is the best insult ever.
That's beautiful. That's perfect.
Followed by fuck you, fuck stick, which is also pretty good.
10 out of 10.
Alright, so with that, we are down to, let's see, Luke, Mike, Bonnie, Kenny, Jane, Clem, and
I'm
Alvin,
fine.
I believe.
Yeah, just need a second.
Or AJ.
Sorry, I just put more weight on it than I should have.
All right, wait there.
No, and Arvo, but he's not really a part of the
Hey,
group.
what did I
Yeah.
say?
Arvo's
When I
fixing
tell
his
you
ass.
something, you fucking
Yeah.
listen. You understand?
Kenny, come on. There's no need for that.
He's getting what he deserves.
Look. Y'all, can we...
I'm fucking talking to you. I say stop. You'd best stop.
Kenny! He understands.
Just fucking stay put.
This
I'm gonna have a word
goes
with Kenny.
poorly.
He doesn't have to treat him that way. Kid's been through enough. You all right here?
Yeah. Go on and talk to him. I got Clem if I need anything.
Okay.
I'm not saying it justifies what Kenny does, but for Arvo's bad luck,
Okay.
he got on Kenny's bad side on a really bad day.
Yeah, like...
And so now he is going to be Kenny's punching bag, both physically and mentally, for the remainder of the time the two interact.
And honestly, they've had, like, a really bad, like, 48 hours or so.
Yeah, it is not big. This is basically the equivalent of how it is in episode 3 of season 1, where it's like, yeah, we've got like 9 people, and then just like all of a sudden they just drop off like flies, and it's down to like Kenny, Lee, Clementine, and Ben, and everybody else is gone.
That's when it happens.
Because you lose Carly / Doug, Lily, Duck, and Katja just all in one fell swoop in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. There's just a,
Guess it
it's
took a
hard.
woman to talk
Yeah.
some sense into him. It's like Jane broke it up.
Keep pressure on it, okay? I'm gonna go fetch some bandages.
Hey, Bonnie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For what? I'll be
For
right back.
making faces.
It will make sense later. Kind of. I think I get what they're implying, but you'll see why in a later scene-ish.
How are you feeling?
If I'm being honest, I've been better.
Oh, really? If you're being honest, then,
Which is interesting, because I believe that is one of the lines you can choose whenever Herschel is bandaging up Lee's leg. In the first episode is whenever he's like, yeah, this is swollen to hell, and it's like, I've been better, it feels like hell, or could be worse, I think are your options. Which, don't get me wrong, I like Luke, he can't match Lee, I'm sorry.
Up against a tree.
He just can't. I don't think any character could match Lee, at least not like a male adult character in the series could not match Lee.
For no good reason. And I couldn't do anything to stop.
Luke, are you good, man? Like, should you be having this
Everyone was
emotional
so
breakdown with a 10-year-old?
This is why I kind of feel like the relationship is closer to brother-sister than anything, even though, you know,
They didn't die
that
in vain.
I wish I could believe it.
Luke's over twice her age.
I could've
Almost
done
Yeah.
3 times her
That ain't
age.
up for debate.
Yeah.
I know it in my bones. And I gotta live with it.
But you have to also keep in mind, like,
Alright.
remember how he chased the truck to Carver's?
Perfect.
He still has not gotten a good night's sleep since that day.
Yeah.
So he's, like, definitely not fully functional. Leg be damned.
You know, plain and
He has not gotten a good night's sleep for about 4 days.
Cold it is lately.
He has a fucked up leg. He has watched
Good
multiple
thing
of
you
his
got that
friends
cool
die.
Jacket, huh?
So yeah, like,
I'm sure most of that'll
he'd be
come out with
lucky to be functioning at
second
about 20% capacity, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So all things considered, he's doing really
Wait,
well.
Clem,
I would also
go
just like
over
to
and
say
see
they
if
did
you
not
can
take
change
the...
the bandages on Ken's
Uh,
wound. I offered, but I don't think he was comfortable.
They did not take the jackets off of any of the
Well, you know better
Russians.
than I
They
do.
did not take the
Okay.
jacket off
Bye.
of Rebecca. They did not take any...
Yeah.
That's gonna sting.
Just for the record.
Only for a second. It's gonna clean it.
Yeah, that's a lie.
We know what it does. It's gonna suck.
Yeah,
done.
it is innocent.
As a side note, I did figure out how in the episode, I guess it's the first episode, I think it's the first episode, of how to get the juice box from Alvin. It turned out you actually had to, like, go up onto the porch proper and knock on, like, a specific window. And that was how you get it.
So oddly specific.
What do you think? Rebecca mentioned she'd like to name him Alvin if it was a boy.
Yeah, that's pretty
I think his
creative.
parents would have liked that.
Yeah. Me too.
Is it ever confirmed
Alvin
whose
Jr.
baby it
it
is?
is.
The interesting story about that. So originally when the game came out, this is going back to, and this is one of the few times I'll actually praise the
I
patching.
think I'm all right.
Is because they go back and forth on, is it Carver, is it Alvin?
Change your
Um,
bandages.
And in the initial model, it looks more like Carver,
Stuff like
but they changed it,
Shouldn't have to do
particularly
it all.
in Season 3 in the flashbacks, to look more like Alvin. So I'm going to say Alvin, but I can entirely see there being a plan at some point that it would have been Carver's biologically, but, you know, obviously Alvin would have done the better job of raising the kid.
To be honest, it looks like a baby. I
Yeah.
don't know that it looks like
Yeah,
anybody.
it'll make sense, because, like, in the time jumps, he's older,
Well,
so
it looks a lot
it's
better
it's
than
easier to
it did.
tell in later seasons than it is here.
Days ain't over.
Good job, Kenny. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, sorry, dude, this is not gonna be fun.
You should not be holding the baby.
I'm guessing this is going to be the shitty part.
So this is gonna hurt like hell.
Well, you could have lied a little, you know.
That's fine.
To be fair, Kenny does not strike me as the type of person that, like, would lie, like you'd want to lie to about something like that, of just like, look, I'm gonna be straight with you on this.
Yeah.
Stop swarming.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You're right. Sorry about the language, Junior. You're gonna be tougher than me when you're grown. I'm gonna expect you to be more of a gentleman than I am.
You can hear a few bad words. I've heard plenty.
Yeah, from you in the last half hour.
Shouldn't have been the case.
And it's fine.
Giving myself up. I can't believe I was willing to sacrifice Alvin just to hold out a little longer. We should have saved him sooner. Got him out of the camp. I'm gonna think about that every time I look at Alvin Jr. here.
Sorry, bud.
To be fair, I don't think there was any opportunity to save him. Like, I mean, he got dragged away into Carver's office almost immediately.
Did it, not you.
I mean, yeah, like, it...
I think even if we had managed to do that, like, even if we had managed to get to him, like, that very next night, I think it would have still been too late, man.
Yeah, he was in bad shape.
Yeah. Like, it was very clear from Carver's intentions, like, the first thing he wanted to do when getting everybody back was go beat the shit out of Alvin.
Yeah.
And that was not going to change.
Yeah. Not necessarily shocked at that.
Yeah.
Let's head out.
Alright, carry on. And there's not, like, any kind of stick that we could use as, like, a crutch or, like, a...
We're in a forest. There's no sticks around here. What are you talking about?
I have never seen a tree in my life.
Yep. Well, I mean, with where we live, that I could actually believe that.
Right? Especially not in the courtyard over there.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Not after they ripped them all out.
I remember that being my dad's big, like, senior moment whenever they had joined me on that, I don't know why my brain's saying Colorado because it's not California trip, is he was so insistent about, like, how big the trees were. And it's like, yeah, I get it, they're big trees, but he went on for that for, like, 6 months. That was all he talked about when he talked about that trip, was how big the trees were. It's like, are you okay? Like, is there...
What? The place you're fucking taking us.
Arvo, we're not trying to be mean to you. We just
I'm not trying to be mean to you.
this
Kenny
is. Where the
is.
supplies are.
Is this the place you're taking us? Are the supplies here?
No, it's at the house. There's still more work. Some more hours.
God damn it. I knew this was gonna happen. This guy fucked us.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Also,
getting
isn't
dark.
this the place
Maybe
that
we
Bonnie
should stop
was
for the night.
This is
at?
bullshit.
Isn't there a thing?
Relax.
Don't tell me to relax. He's lying. He's
No,
been
that was a
lying
water
this whole
tower,
time.
not an
I think we
electrical
should spend the night here.
generator power, whatever
That's
you
a
want to
big
call it.
if.
Eh.
Well, there's a fence, which would help with walkers.
Maybe.
Can we just try and have a calm, quiet night?
Bro, you better knock on wood.
That sounds
She said,
nice.
can we try to, not we're going to have one.
It does.
I know.
Sorry about that. It's all right, buddy. It's all right.
If we're staying, we should scout this place out.
All right. Y'all wait here. I'll go make sure this ain't some walker nest we're locking ourselves into.
I'll go with you.
Okay, but who's
See
gonna
if,
have the baby?
See
Okay.
if you can
Let's
calm
be-
him down a bit.
I got it. Don't worry about it. I got this. I got this. I'm like 10. Totally responsible
No.
enough.
Yep.
That's all you.
Bleh.
Bleh. Bleh.
Wouldn't have guessed that'd work.
Me neither.
Think you
Bleh.
like
Sorry,
it?
that reminded me of a really funny tribal council moment.
drive
Like,
down
even
for
though the
you.
baby like kind of has some reactions
Yeah.
because they can only animate
is,
so
isn't
much.
it?
Where
Those
like one
babies are
person's
pretty
like,
ugly
you can
to
never
see.
tell how she is because she always has the same expression on her face, like crying, sad, happy, and she's making the face that she does, and he's like,
Here.
look. And it's the same thing. Like outside of him, like depending on like if his eyes are like half lidded, closed, fully open. Other than that, there's no other change in expression. I remember in an interview him saying that really pissed him off because like he is a police officer, the character in question, and he hated interacting with her because she was like the one person that he could not ever get a read on. And it was like that was the reason. It's like she had no facial giveaway ever.
I feel that.
And now we get this scene, one of my favorites.
Today's my birthday. Near as
Ask
I can
how old he
tell,
is.
at least.
Well, happy birthday, Luke.
He's as old as me.
Happy
And
birthday.
he's pretty fucking old too.
So, how old are you now?
I am 27 years old.
What
Yeah.
a fucking old man.
Pretty old.
Join the crew.
Sure as hell feel a lot older.
Don't even.
That
Got out
definitely
of
sounds like
college
something
years
I would
ago.
say.
Feels like a million years.
We got out of college.
At least I don't
got
have
out
to
of
worry
college
about paying
5
off them
years
student loans.
I hear that. I'm sure there's some asshole sitting on that paperwork waiting to collect.
ago.
What did you study?
True.
Majored in art history.
That's cool.
Sounds like you majored in working in a coffee shop.
He's not wrong.
Oh, stop it.
Did get a minor in agriculture. Keep the old man happy.
Attaboy.
There you go.
Oh,
That is a very, like, South thing in
We're
particular to
saving
do,
it
is
for
if you
special
don't know what to get a
occasion.
minor in
well,
agriculture.
it being your birthday and all. Figure. This is as good a time as any.
Dude, where did you get that? Where did you get that?
Bill kept all the alcohol in the armory. He didn't like people imbibing.
You've been carrying around this whole time.
Drinking. He didn't think people should drink. Feel a little guilty taking the first.
Whoa, wait! You gotta make a toast.
I'm not really the.
Come on, birthday boy. It don't have to be fancy.
A toast means we all got something to drink.
Oh, we can just pass the bottle around afterwards. Go on.
Beggars and choosers and all that.
Yeah. What are you
To
gonna
the
do?
loved
Get
ones
sick?
that we've lost along the way.
I now noticed it. I remember reading it on TV tropes. I now see the illusion.
Here.
That's pretty
That was
clever,
real nice.
actually.
Yeah.
What?
Like, not
I didn't
whenever
mean
it backs
to
up, notice what is
I
behind
got
Luke,
first
all the
watch.
danger signs.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
the fence has got us pretty secure.
Can't be too
Yeah.
careful.
You can see it on Bonnie, too, since
No,
Bonnie has
you
a
stay
determinate
warm.
death.
Mm-hmm.
Clem, let him go.
I'm gonna post up over near the hole in the fence there. Holler. if you need
It's
me.
kind I'm trying to remember what movie it is, but like the
Thanks.
movie where anytime you see like an X on a character, it means that they're not going to survive. Where they do that like a bunch of them, like where you'll get like they'll be walking across like one of the
Fire's real
little
nice.
things that connects two
Plenty of room
buildings,
if you wanna
and they're
get
held up
warm.
by scaffolding, and there will be a shadow of an
Maybe in a
X,
bit.
and then they'll stop, and there will be like an X right on their chest or something like that.
Interesting.
Trying to remember what movie it was.
Thought I got
And it
that
happens, I
figured
think,
out.
it like
Up and
every
surprised.
character except for one or two end up dying, and
thing.
every single character
Save
that
her.
does die in the movie has an
I
X
know,
on them or
I
like
know,
around them
just-
or near them at some point, other than that main
Don't know
character.
what She's getting at all this.
She usually travels by
Can't remember what the
herself.
movie was though.
Must be hard.
Oh well.
Maybe she's just lonely.
We will. I mean,
Well,
it may be
that
a
explains
quick
a few
Google,
things.
and then we may just never know.
Yep.
Oh, come on. I'm just teasing.
It was stupid.
I understand. She's a pretty girl. Once you get past all the dirt and guts.
I don't know. I guess I just wanted to forget about all this shit.
Oh, I
for
love
like
this
10
scene.
minutes.
This part's great.
10 minutes?
That's longer than I'd like.
Hey,
That's embarrassing.
You know what though? I will give credit where credit is due. That would take props to admit that.
Right?
Sorry. Yeah, I said neither.
Y'all nasty.
yes, it is Clem.
Yes, it is. Clem.
Y'all are nasty.
You're nasty. Don't look
Maybe
at each
she
other.
came back for you.
Don't look at each other at the
Could
same
be.
time.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know.
I like the
She
option,
likes
like, it's
I
sweet,
think
but
you can
only
settle
because
with
she's
that.
10 of the I'd come back for you.
Yeah.
Because, like, the implication is she's like, I wouldn't leave you behind, which is sweet, but, like, in
It's
this
a little
context,
weird.
it's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Worked on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's what I think of earlier
Understood
whenever
too, didn't
she
I?
patched up his wound and she's like, Bonnie, by the way, I'm sorry.
The drink
I think
token.
that's what they're
Say a
referring
drunk
to.
man's talk is a sober man's thought.
I think he
Well,
at
I
least
ain't a
knew in
man,
some
so
capacity
they
that
can
Bonnie
take that
was
shit somewhere
interested in
else.
him.
Mm.
I don't think it's ever mentioned. I don't think it happened of like they dated or hooked up or anything like that. But
Clem,
I think
go
that's
see if
what
you
the
can
I'm
get
sorry
Jane
is
and
for. Like,
Kenny
I'm sorry
off
for
the
hooking
fire.
up with Jane.
It's
I mean, we got eyes. We've seen Luke. It's
fine.
fine.
And here, maybe a swig of this will change the minds.
Okay, so I walk around and give
Yeah.
people.
So, I think for what little it's worth, I think it's an achievement in the normal game, but it's not here. Of if you can manage to convince both Jane and Kenny to join you at the fire. I think with Kenny it's slightly harder, but like it's still not too terribly hard. You can offer with him, but with Arvo you cannot get him to join you because he's tied up.
I mean, obviously.
Just that's funny.
I'm sorry about your sister.
Bro, he's having a rough day.
I know. Depending on how you act / interact with him / stand up for him, pretty much the only thing that will change is just how he will his facial expressions. He'll be more like sad if you're nice to him. He'll be more like angry at you if you're mean to him or okay with Kenny beating the shit out of him.
They expect you to lure me over there with alcohol? I wouldn't have expected a bottle to last this long. It's probably been a while for everyone.
Will it work?
That depends. What is it?
It's rum?
Probably.
Everybody's got their own preference and their own vice.
I don't know. It might be awkward.
Oh yeah, I will.
I wasn't expecting to... You know.
It'll only be weird if you make it weird. Just be cool. Hang out.
I
Just
wish
be
it was that
cool.
easy.
It is.
Hang
People just love making it harder than it has to be.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, that
Does
is
this
big
feel like
fucking
it's
facts
on
right there
contract
for
or
a
something?
10-year-old to know that.
Yeah.
That's really good. Have you had any? Want to sit? It's okay.
I'm a kid.
I'm a kid.
Okay then. Yourself. I wasn't too much older than you when I had my first drink.
That reminds me of that scene from A Christmas Story where the dad's talking to Ralph, or... Yeah, he's talking to Ralphie at that point. He's like, yeah, this wine's not too good, but it's not too bad either. You want to sip? Yeah.
What was its name?
That's the way he says it.
Earthquake.
It's like one of the few moments where you can see, like, the dad is recognizing how much Ralphie is growing
I
up.
guess I was.
And this is, of course, the scene right before he gets the Red Ryder gun. The dad really is the unsung hero of that film.
So I got the bright idea to smash it on my parents' dining room floor to get at him.
Also, I feel like if
And
that
it
was a whole...
shattered into 1,000 pieces.
Sounds like a mess.
Yeah, it was. Every couple years, someone would...
Ouch!
Yikes.
They get mad at me all
Yeah, and that's why
I would
broken
get
glass...
mad too.
Yeah, that's why broken glass
It's
sucks.
like sugar crystals.
That's never
Oh my
really been
God.
a problem for me.
How many did you put in your mouth?
My sister
Enough to,
blood
God.
out
Yeah.
of my mouth. Jamie thought I was dying, so she called 911.
Holy shit.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Thank God I don't have a drunk story like that.
Me
I guess
neither.
a deal's a deal. Here. That guy needs a drink more than any of us.
Retweet. Alright.
That's probably a, like, reference
Why
to
not make it weird?
season 1, episode 3 of how you get him out of the train to get the map of Chuck offering him a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Hiya.
Yellow.
Want to sit here?
No, that's... I'm fine.
I'll just
Oh,
hang out.
yeah, okay. Wherever you like.
We're just jamming. It's chill.
To be fair, before this group, she probably didn't spend a lot of time in groups. She doesn't strike me as somebody who would.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they even mentioned that, too. You could offer the Transformer a drink.
Yes.
I don't know what would happen to Optimus Prime if he drank, but,
Shh, I got you. I got you.
Hey,
Oh, hey, Clem.
Hey.
Just, needed some air.
That's fair.
honey, there's air everywhere.
There's air everywhere.
yeah, well, I needed the air over here.
I didn't want that air. I wanted this air.
It's that dry night air, but it's day. Well, day air's even drier.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I'm sorry. You did what you could. You tried to help, and I blamed you for it. I'm so sorry. I miss my boy. I miss him so much. I didn't raise him like I should have. Made mistakes. Wasn't there a whole lot for a couple years. Off on a boat somewhere or other. I thought I enjoyed that time away from him. From my family. But I'd give anything for one more second with them.
Oh my God.
I know, it's like, that's a really, like, touching, emotional scene.
I missed Dr.
If only we'd gotten a fraction of a scene like that with any of the characters that died last episode.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good boy. Pure. Just wanted folks to be happy, that's all. A boy like that. Thrown into a world like this. It's gonna be different with him.
He's gonna get raised right. I won't make the same mistakes again. That's a promise. You should get back over by the fire. Ain't no sense in both of us being over here. I can handle watch on my own.
You should come too.
I don't know.
Come on. It'll be good for everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
I did it without the alcohol even.
I thought for that one that you had to pick the answer of the baby might be cold because obviously his primary focus is the child right now. But no, I guess either of those would work.
Jane, you don't have to justify that with a response.
Hey, I find it's best to just get this stuff out in the open. Less drama.
Well, that's fine. But I can confirm there was no time for kissing.
Oh my god.
It's like, this is why you wanted me to go get the other people. You were trying to get me away.
Hey, Clem.
It's nice.
Please
to
don't
get people
traumatize
laughing.
me.
It is. And just
It's fine. It's the
spend so
apocalypse, I
much
feel
time
like, at
trying to
that
stay
point.
alive that you don't get a chance to enjoy living.
Yeah. We need to make more time for that.
Alcohol helps.
Hell yeah, it does.
Let me get that bottle. We got someone else that might need some help.
Sounds like a waste of good rum.
He lost his sister today.
And whose fault was that?
That makes it even harder to deal with. Trust me.
He needs it as much as anyone right now. It's a nice thing to do.
Actually, technically, if y'all are leaving him out there, it's worse because whenever you drink alcohol, your body temperature spikes and then drops, but it's burned off a lot of the sugar in your bloodstream, and so you're more likely to get hypothermia.
Yep.
And they do it a lot more nowadays with the world being what it is. So,
Bonnie, now that I know your thing.
Sorry, okay? My fault. I shouldn't have.
Oh, the heroin addict thing.
Well, and like what happened with the last people she was with
Yeah.
in the field. Yeah. Bro, none of the rest
It's
of us speak
okay.
that.
It's okay. She's in a better place. It's okay. It's okay.
maybe it's best if we all get some rest. Who knows how long walk we got tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll take first watch.
Thank you, Kenny. Really.
Don't mention it.
I will not.
You did good.
I won't. In fact, it will never get mentioned ever again because that's how taking shift watches like that in an apocalypse are.
Yep.
The only time it will get mentioned is if the person on shift falls asleep and causes a fuck up.
Uh-huh.
Then it will get mentioned a lot.
Absolutely. They will never live it down.
Yeah, or if they're too busy having sex with somebody else, Luke.
Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. Gorgeous. The sky in, like, these last couple episodes have been just spectacular.
Yeah.
You sure you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. If I start to crap out, I'll let you know.
Okay. You do
Also, I
it.
thought Mike said no, that's your problem, and didn't want to deal with the baby. Why is he carrying it now?
Right?
Close. Very close.
I figured they'd just be trading
Saying
between
that
Clem,
every
Luke,
time
or
I ask.
Clem, Bonnie, and Kenny.
Yeah.
Come.
I'm
Zandy.
really starting to think
Zandy.
that you're full of
Zambi.
shit.
Yeah.
Look out!
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Imagine if Kenny just died right there.
Right?
That would have been the most anticlimactic death out of all of the deaths we've seen thus far.
Fucker came out of nowhere.
That was real loud. Hopefully there aren't more.
Yeah, well, let's move. We don't want to be
I would say at least that gives a reason for the zombies to start coming out of the woodwork in the forest, unlike other times in the series where they just do for no reason. Where there hasn't been, like, noise or anybody arguing or a gunshot, they just appear.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I get that they roam around and whatnot, but it's also been shown that, like, if there's not a noise they're moving to, sometimes they just don't move. They just stay where they are.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for the supplies, not the house.
It's warm. Fireplace. Very warm.
Is there any other way to get there? Do we have to cross the lake?
0 out of
Should
10.
have stuck to the tree line.
The fastest way between two things is a straight line.
It's not far. Just be on the lookout.
0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Maybe there's a way around.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't see any.
Можно идти. Там
Say
твердо.
it in American, asshole.
It's okay.
I've watched.
American.
Ice.
I will say, like,
That's the problem.
I would be going
Saying it's
around. I
hard.
don't care how much longer it would
Maybe we
take.
shouldn't clump together. We just
I don't even have a
have
fear
too
of that,
much
but like I have
right.
seen too many movies
We need to
and
spread
whatnot
out.
where
Just be
someone
safe.
has fallen through the ice,
Less weight, the better.
and like
Let the
every time it comes up in any sort of media, you know that there's no version of it that ends well.
Yeah, just generally speaking. This doesn't.
Yeah.
No, we just said we're not clumping up together. Like,
They
wouldn't we
spread out
wanna-
more in the next shot.
Wouldn't we want to step in separate places?
Yeah.
Like,
Or a
I
line.
want to go walk like over around
Yeah.
this away, with someone else walking around that away. Just so we have we have like 2 people coming that way, 2 people coming that
Try
way.
to distribute the weight as evenly as you can
Exactly.
along the big area. That's why it's actually recommended, like, if you feel the ice is starting to crack, you're supposed to lie down on your stomach because it distributes your weight more evenly rather than you just standing.
We're
Speaking of the
okay.
ice cracking.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
You want
It
to
looks a
walk
little
right
bit
behind
more spread out there.
Yep.
We got some walkers behind us.
There's only a few of them. Should be all right.
Let's just get to the house.
Hey, stay with us.
Keep on moving. Kenny, mind your business. Keep moving. Y'all keep moving.
That's 2 less to deal with.
Keep
Just
moving.
stay spread out and we'll be fine.
Hey, motherfucker.
Kenny,
Kenny!
Get back here, you piece of shit.
genuinely. Oh,
No! Kenny! Don't hurt him!
everybody else needs to keep moving.
Maybe gassing it was the smarter
made it.
option, like just outright running because they all made it across.
Yeah.
Like Arvo took a small spill, but based on where he was relative to like the actual end of the ice, I don't think he would have like.
Yeah.
I think he would have been like knee deep
On
probably.
your stomach.
Don't come over here.
Slide.
And that's one of the most
Yeah,
annoying.
genuinely don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make it.
this is one of the most
Fine.
annoying scenes in all
Yeah.
of the games. At all. Like, it's so frustrating.
Let me
It's
help
too
you.
thin for both of us. I just gotta be careful. Oh!
No!
Stop! Stop! I'm fine. I'm fine.
No, you're not! You need help, Luke!
The ice is too thin. I got it.
You need to help.
No!
Clem,
You're gonna
go!
fall through.
Go help
No,
him.
Clem,
Clem,
do not.
just go back for him. You're light. You
Stop
can do it.
telling her that. Clem, look at me. Pull out your gun and shoot those damn walkers, okay? Just give me a little time.
Clem, you can make it. But you need to go.
Thanks. I'll be out in a sec. Just keep shooting.
You're not gonna make it.
My leg.
I think you have to hit each one twice for whatever reason.
Keep him off us,
No,
Clem.
it's too much.
Oh, not that one apparently. Okay.
I can
They're
save
gonna
you.
get us both killed.
I don't know why that one specifically only took 1 hit, but
Funny.
yeah, I know.
Well,
It's so fucking frustrating. Because he was entirely right. Like, all he needed was some time. Like, that was
Yeah.
the best option. He was completely right.
yeah.
Luke!
Too late.
Clementine, stop!
Nothing more you can do.
Really bad right there. Oh.
Fuck. It's okay, I got you. I got you. Come on. Come on, you're gonna be okay. Go. To the house.
Why
Light the
is
fire.
Luke not okay, but Bonnie's chill?
Yeah. So if you choose to cover Luke in that scene and then don't break the ice, Bonnie also drowns there. It's only, and if you go to cover, or if you try to go and help Luke, then she doesn't fall through the ice at all.
There's a fireplace.
Jesus Christ.
We have to get them warm. They're gonna freeze to death.
I'm good. We finally got that ugly ass jacket off.
Yeah.
She's gone. Luke's fucking gone. We should have gone around.
God damn it.
It's my fault. I should have stayed with him.
Once that ice started to go, there wasn't nothing any of us could do.
You could have helped him.
Don't listen to her, Clem. This ain't on you. You son of a bitch!
Yeah,
To be fair.
it wasn't Arvo's fault. Really, if it was anybody's fault, it was Bonnie's.
So what?
It's nobody's damn fault.
It wasn't Arvo's fault. Luke was shot.
And who got him shot?
Me? Rebecca's
Look
zombie.
at this place. Just a stack of fucking toothpicks. Bet those magical supplies are bullshit too. What? No speaking of English?
That's a little bit xenophobic, question mark?
Fuck you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Racist.
Yeah, Kenny. I mean, he's already kind of shown hints of racism.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You mother!
Kenny, stop it.
What's wrong with you?
I kind of wish, like, we had seen it. There's a really good, like, you know how Lee had that one line where his voice drops to, like, the deepest baritone ever whenever he tells Lily to drop the gun in the first season?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny has a similar one there. If you watched him kill Carver, he'll turn around and go, "What? Lost your taste for bloodshed?" And it's, like, a frightening growl.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Like, it's scary, but it's, like, it's really well done. It might be lower than Lee's voice, honestly.
Damn.
You want to tell me how a can of fucking chili is gonna help
How
a
is
baby?
beating a kid to death gonna help anyone?
That's fair.
This is your fault.
One less mouth to feed, I don't know.
Damn well know it.
Yeah, we're gonna take a minute.
I'm tying him up.
Oh,
Mike, help me get a fire starter.
You okay? He's hurt real bad.
Mike,
Oh, they put him in, like, a little box thing right by
okay.
where Bonnie is.
ah.
Yeah, he's just off screen behind Clementine.
You got a light?
I thought I had matches.
With the whatchamacallit.
Yeah. So if you didn't accept the nail file from Jane, she would just pull that out, but if you do take the nail file, you have it here. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because there's no option to take it from her and then throw it away.
I mean,
Why would you? There's no reason to.
exactly.
Perfect, now you'll be warm in about 3 minutes. Because that's how it works.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're dripping it with water.
Yeah. As inappropriate as it will sound, like, literally the best thing to do is to have, like, a dry blanket and then just literally get naked underneath the blanket.
I mean, because the water is cold and the water is still on.
Yeah,
you.
it's like the water's still on your
is
clothes.
going
It
to
doesn't
freeze.
just magically go away.
Yeah.
Like, it will dry out eventually, yes, but,
Jesus. He could have killed you. The fuck is wrong with him?
You're up.
Hey.
Kenny's out back trying to get some
Oh.
stupid truck started. Here, you should eat something.
Yeah, get some chili in you.
You okay?
Because as we all know, the best combination of things to end up with is both hypothermia and diarrhea. The rest of you will freeze to death, but your asshole will be
I
very
can't
warm.
believe he's gone.
Ugh.
I've lost people before,
But
but
none
it just
that you
hasn't
fucked.
felt this shitty in a while.
He was a great guy.
What a
God damn
downright shame. Yup.
I shouldn't have come back.
Hang on. How'd you come to that conclusion?
I knew
Yeah,
it.
then we would have probably lost somebody in the shootout had you not.
Yeah. Definitely lost somebody.
Like, he probably would have gotten one of them. My guess would be Kenny. Since that was the one actively shooting at him, and then somebody else would have put that guy down.
Uh-huh.
I can't take this shit anymore.
Which would have actually changed the entire scenario, because they probably would have let Arvo go or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
And
of
who
a
knows
day.
where it would have... Done then.
But we gotta get moving. If you're feeling up to it, I could use a hand out back with this truck. This house ain't worth a crap, but the vehicles ain't in bad shape. With a little luck, we can get one fixed up. Be out of here by nightfall.
Just give me a minute.
It's already nightfall. It's dark out.
I'll wait for you out back.
You're talking about tomorrow nightfall?
Yeah,
I'll
I think
watch
he means tomorrow
Hey,
night.
Jesus. You big man.
Clem. Just be careful.
Damn.
See, and like I think it would be really interesting to see what decisions people make about Jane versus Kenny based on like what their gender is, which sounds really weird, but
I know
like
she was running her mouth.
You shouldn't have done that to Arvo.
I
but
know,
like Kenny
I know,
is
Clem,
throwing
but
so
look.
many red flags to
Can't
me
do
that even despite
Jesus,
like
Clem, you know,
you know,
me.
knowing that
You
he
know
and
I'm
Clem
not
have
like that.
history and he wouldn't
You
hurt
scared
Clem,
me.
like I'm
You
still
scared all of us,
wildly
Kenny.
like I am
It won't
very
happen
reluctant
again.
to go with
That's a
him.
promise.
Yeah.
Even though I know Jane is flighty, even though I know Jane can be unpredictable, haven't known her for that long, like
It's over. But
it's
age
still
needs
his
us
red
now.
flags are
We
like,
gotta
yeah,
stick
he might
together
like
on this
decide
thing,
that he's
alright?
mad at me and kill me.
Right.
Versus like leave me alone where I have at
Let's
least
see
the
if the
chance of
truck's gonna come.
survival.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see, but I don't know if there's a way to see that. Like, I don't
Daddy
think
always
they would
had
have
a
collected
habit
No.
of
that
Rex
data.
he was fixing up.
See, like, to me, in my mind, of, like, if I compare to, like, if he goes off, like, let's say
Girl like
if he
Jane.
gets into a bad enough rage, he doesn't care who he
Like
kills.
that.
We have that character. It was David from season 3. Because remember, there's,
Yeah.
like, times where he tried to beat Javi to death, and there was, like, one where he swung a wrench back and hit Gabe in the face, and, like, didn't even bother being like, oh my god, or turn around or anything. Like, he just kept trying to beat up his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny, because, like, they kind of work as a foil to each other as well. Because, like, Kenny is all about family. Like, he really wanted to try to keep his family together, both in this season with Sarita and AJ, and last season with Katja and Duck. But whenever the apocalypse hit, David, like, did not bother to look for his family. Like, he did not look back. He just started the community.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wellington's got to be out there.
So there's a lot of, like, yin and
Super
yang
Those
there.
rumors can't all be bunk.
What about Mexico?
Why? You want a taco?
I mean,
I've
yeah.
never been there.
Hell yeah, always.
I went once. Long time
Also,
ago.
it's not
Just
this.
before I met you. All right, turn it again.
I think the problem
you
is
turn
that
it?
I'm turning
Yes.
it too early.
No, this
Damn
is set to where you're not supposed to get it the first couple times.
Well, no, like it's not that. It's that I'm having trouble.
We'll get it.
Oh yeah, I think you have to wait until like the two
We got
Start
par-
moving
parentheses
together.
or whatever you want to call them. They're too blocky to be parentheses.
Brackets.
Yeah, once they're like actually a proper square, then that's when
this
you
thing to start.
do whatever motion it asks you to.
Yeah, because
Gotta
I'm moving
try
it too
warming
early
up
and then
the
I
fire.
run out of up.
Yeah,
Go on inside.
so I'm kind of glad they didn't bring back that mechanic for the later seasons.
Mm.
It's like it's not inherently bad. It doesn't work on keyboard mouse very well.
There's some things that I think could be done, like certain aspects that I think could be done very well. Just
Yeah. I think it's better, like, to have it how it is with season 1, 3, and 4, of just, like, if you're doing QTEs, it's either a mash thing, or it's, like, up plus X, or, like, whatever button, depending on whatever controller.
Mm-hmm.
Wish they'd finish this place.
Oh, God, this fucking scene. This is just gonna make everybody mad, including me.
We love that.
I hate this scene.
What do you want?
I just wanted to see how you were.
How do you think?
We're having.
Must be nice being a pretty little girl.
Mm?
No one ever expects you to do a damn thing.
Okay. This is
You and I
literally
both know you had a chance to save Luke.
the
You and I
complete
both
opposite
know
of your
what happened
character.
back then. I got nothing more to say.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like to complain about this for a minute.
Yeah.
What? So, liking a boy and the boy dying means that you completely turn around and become an absolute jerk to a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, okay, well, fuck you, Bonnie. Like, seriously.
I don't...
Because it's like, when did the ice under Luke give completely? When she got close to him.
Like, yeah.
It's like, no, this was directly your fault. Because, like, it's either directly or indirectly your fault, depending on which option you pick. Because if you go, the reason you went was because you were encouraged by her to do so.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then she causes the ice to break because she gets too close. So, like, either way, it's at least partially on her. And even if it's only partially, taking out on a 10-year-old is not going to solve the problem.
It really isn't. But, like, that's the thing, too. They have to twist it in a way. They have to twist it in a way that...
of his life. We are way past fine.
to where, like, the choice is between Kenny and Jane.
Yeah.
They have to make it so that you don't feel like there's a third option.
Yep.
Probably had a nice job, a nice, pretty wife.
Because, like, that's ideally what we want to have in, like, our actual life choices when we feel like two options that are both fucked, is we want to find a third option some other way.
Exactly.
I actually prefer my writing version, which is take a fourth option. Which is basically, like, there's two different things you come up and then, you know, you get the typical, like, oh, there's another way, and it's basically your character in question saying, like, I'm not picking any of your ways, fuck all three of you. Those are my personal favorite ones.
Yeah.
Of just, like, I'm going to make my decision how I want, and you can influence me all you want, but the decision to make is my own. Which, in a way, you actually can get that in this game. It's any of the alone endings you get, really.
I guess we're getting close.
To be fair, though, like, bluntly, this baby would not survive.
No.
There's nothing that it can eat.
I will say you missed out on a pretty funny line there, but I had forgotten about it until you'd already clicked it.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, it was my fault. I forgot. It's if you pick, you want to try. She's like, I don't want to hold the baby, it'll puke. And you're like, it's not going to puke, it's fine. And then she takes the baby and, like, awkwardly holds it, and then it immediately throws up. And she's like, it puked. It's really funny.
Anyway, the dick got stuck under a car hiding from a dozen walkers. One after another, they went down there trying to save him. Lost 4 people.
Now that I think about it, at least, like, subconsciously, that might be another reason why I picked Kenny. Is, like, he has experience and is better with kids, at least in terms of, like, he's okay with handling AJ and, like, holding him and whatnot, and Jane's not. And that would make more of the responsibility of looking after him fall on Clementine rather than it being more of a joint taking care of him.
Like she was watching a bird. Look, Clem.
So what a jerk.
Who?
Before the guy that she's talking about, there was this dude that was stuck underneath a truck.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
People, like, 4 people died trying to get him out from under, but it turned out he was bit anyways.
Yeah.
And so he died and turned and then bit another person. And it was like, what a jerk.
It's like, I know on one hand you don't want to say I'm bit, because that's basically saying I'm giving you permission to kill me.
How much food do we
But
have?
still.
At least a week.
And for the baby?
Let's just get out of the snow.
I'm all for that.
Out of the
I
snow.
agree.
This new.
We should head back south.
What?
We're gonna freeze to death. I don't know whose stupid idea it was to march up here in the first place, but it was a bad one.
Look.
Right.
What if we went back to house?
Wait, what? Fuck that. I was thinking more like Texas.
Texas?
That's fair.
The fuck?
It was just
Hang
an
on
idea.
now.
Hey, that's our slogan. Texas,
I'm sorry.
the fuck.
You did?
We're going to find Wellington. Right, Clem?
Wellington?
Kenny, it's freezing up here, man.
It's only gonna get worse.
We came this far. We're not going back.
We don't have to leave right now. Let's just sleep on it.
Well, that sounds sensible.
Damn it, we don't have time.
Says you.
Look, I don't give 2 shits about what you people think. I got this truck working, so I say where we go. And we're heading fucking north. It's the best chance we got of helping AJ.
I'm trying to remember again why we
What about
decided
Uncle?
north.
Who? Oh, the Rusky? Yeah, he ain't coming with us.
You're just gonna leave him here?
I don't give a good goddamn where he goes. He's done.
We should ask him what he wants.
There's a concept.
Come to think of it, I know it would be possible with because it's got a back seat, but it would be really cramped with all of them in that car.
Yeah.
Because I assume, like in theory, if we're going to conserve as much space as we can, Kenny drives and Mike shifts in when he needs to. Whoever of those two isn't driving is in passenger, and then the three girls are in the back.
You want that child's blood on your hands?
But that's still going to be
We're all gonna
cramped
die out here if you
Yeah.
don't calm
in the
fuck
back at
down,
least.
Kenny.
So,
Haven't
and
we
that
been
also
through enough
includes
for
the
one
baby.
day?
Jesus fucking Christ. Remember the last time we had a working car and sat around on our asses, Clem?
It was a
Sir.
boat, but I see your point. Yeah.
Sir?
God damn it!
You can't just walk away from us.
I mean, she can. Fuck her.
Yeah.
You better talk some sense into him. For his sake.
God damn it! Stupid fucking... Get the fuck out of here!
It's me.
Clem. Sorry, just give me a second.
What are you doing with your eye patch? It's like he was so mad. I figured he'd be like punching the steering wheel. No, he's just busy like messing with his bandage.
He's probably... He had some, like,
I bring him a
up
working
and down
truck, and they act like I
slices
just
on
shit
his
in their
face, and he
cereal.
probably busted whatever...
Yeah, that's true.
But I
Probably
thought at
did.
least Mike would have more sense.
They're scared of you, Kenny.
If their big plan is to wander around in the woods, they ought to be scared of more than me.
Did you hear me?
We're all scared. Look, we got maybe a day's worth of food for that kid left. That's it. Clem, think about Rebecca and Alvin. I mean, what if Lee hadn't gone tearing across half of Georgia looking for you? A lot of folks died to make that happen. A lot of folks died to get us this far. We owe it to them to see this done.
This is different.
That's another good
Ow.
set of lines right
Where are we
there.
gonna find baby
Yeah.
formula?
I don't know, but sitting around here ain't a way. I wish Lee was here.
Yeah.
I wish Lee was here.
I
even
think
take
literally
Krista.
everybody does.
I think he'd tell me to try to keep the group together. And to keep my hair short.
Yeah, that will mirror whatever you said at the end of always keep moving, keep your hair
Can't just
short.
Give
Or,
up on this kid.
yeah.
I mean, what's the point of going on after that? That's what people like Lee knew, and what people like Jane won't ever understand. Look, I know Wellington might be bullshit, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Krista heard about it too, right? You know, when I first saw you back at that lodge, I thought I was dreaming.
Take
And
Lee,
when
I'll
you
take
sat down
Krista.
next to me,
I
and we
would kill to
shared
have
that
him meet
meal,
here at this moment.
Yeah.
I could tell that you were different now. Grown
But to
up.
be fair, at least in the show, the last time like a series of people heard about someplace, it was Terminus, and
But I need you now.
depending on how far you watched in the
There
show,
have
that
to
did
be
not
folks
go well.
doing better than us.
Yeah, but we can't do it alone. We need the others.
And that's why I gotta be able to count on you, Clem. We gotta convince him. You and me. Look, we'll figure everything out in the morning. Come on. Let's
Yeah,
get some
like
sleep.
I said in the first
We
place.
gotta be ready.
Wow.
And scene.
All right. Yellow. Yellow. Anybody? Anybody? Got a ladder? What's up?
Yeah, this is a walk as fast as you like moment.
I didn't even realize I was supposed to. I did not opt to pull my gun, mind you, but...
I think that happens regardless.
Yeah.
Easy now.
Step back.
Clem. Shit.
What are you doing?
I got the rest of it. Clem.
Y'all are all bitches and hoes. Taking all of the supplies and leaving us with the baby.
Now keep it down, alright? Nobody else.
I assume they probably wouldn't take the baby formula, because, like, what good is that to them?
Okay,
but everything
like,
else, yeah.
The adults starve to death that the baby is with.
Okay?
Who? Kenny?
Damn it, we don't have time for this.
Come on, Mike. Let's just go.
All right, Clem. Now I'm gonna walk up to you nice and slow, and you're gonna give me the gun, okay?
Why are you doing this?
He didn't give us any choice.
Он злой человек.
I'm sorry.
I don't speak Russian, but I'm sure that wasn't complimentary.
Well, I mean, Southern people do that thing too, of like spit when they show disdain for something.
Easy. It's fine. Just... No!
What the hell's wrong with you?
Clem! Jesus!
God, Mike, we have to go. Just leave her.
Oh my God, Clem! What the fuck did you do? Clem! What did you do?
Why did he do that? I still do not understand.
Yeah. So I'll go over that once this scene starts here, but this is a really good scene too that comes up here.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm having an emotion.
You mean all of the emotions.
Yes.
Lee?
It's just a bad dream, sweet pea.
So, a couple things about that scene while that goes on is the first of Arvo shooting you is, depending on how you acted towards him again, it looks more like, because you were nice to him, like, it looks more like an accidental, like, misfire, like he panicked because you dropped the gun and he thought whatever he thought. But if you were mean to him or let Kenny be mean to him, then, like, he'll basically give you, like, a stare down where, like, it was very clear that it was intentional.
He's going to die.
The other thing about that is, depending on whether you decided to cover Luke or go for him, is had you gone to help Luke, which he still would have died anyway, it alters how the scene plays out, where in yours, Bonnie was like, we have to go, and Mike was like, no, we have to help. It will flip their roles. So Mike will be like, we have to go now, and Bonnie will be like, no, we have to help Clementine. Because, you know, you did, air quote, what she thought was the right thing.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, but that's what she thought. The third, and probably the most interesting, is whenever Mike was walking towards you and had the options for, like, why are you doing this, Kenny, Jane, help, and whatever the third one was. When the game first came out, and there is still footage of it on the PS3 version, there is an option to shoot and kill Mike.
Oh my god.
You can straight up kill him in that scene. This obviously got removed later, but yeah, like, you just shoot him in the chest, he looks at you stunned, he falls over and dies, and the Word of God confirms that he does in fact die. Which also means that it is potential in that scene for both him to die and Bonnie to die in the previous scene, which would leave Arvo as the sole survivor that escapes.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Do you think we should have let Lily stay?
I'm kind of glad personally that they took it out, because I actually like Mike as a character. Definitely more than the other two that tried to escape, that's for sure.
I don't know. Wasn't easy. I don't know if we did the right thing.
How can you tell?
Well, it's not like math, Clem. Sometimes there just isn't a right answer.
And even then, math can have no answer a lot of times.
Me too.
Or every answer.
But part of growing up is doing what's best for the people you care about. Even if sometimes that means hurting someone else.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
It's not that easy.
I would just like to say, for the record,
Scared, Lee.
it is unjust that we don't have Lee in this season.
That it'll be okay.
It will. It's gonna get better, Clem. You'll make it better. Everything's gonna be all right.
If Clem cries, I'm crying too. It's just, that's how it is.
Also kind of weird to think like this is the same air quote scene in which Lee has a nightmare that zombie Clem tried to bite him.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee.
Also, props to the VA for being able to go back to how Clementine sounded at this age.
Right?
Because, like, after doing that voice for so many lines in Season 2, the fact that she could switch back to that is very impressive.
Exactly.
Because I know that there are plenty of people that have done, like, insane voices for things, and they're like, yeah, I kind of forgot how to do that after a while, because if you don't lose it, or if you don't use it, you lose it.
Shut up!
Alright, so with that, we are down to 4.
She's
if we're
awake.
counting AJ.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Clem! Oh, thank God.
Where are we?
Been driving for 2 hours now.
We had to run the truck to keep you warm. How do you feel?
I feel like I got shot.
Couldn't find the bullet. Must have gone clean through. It'll burn a while, but you'll be fine.
Those sons of bitches. I mean, I expected it from the Russian. But Mike? I could tell they were working on something.
I didn't think they'd go that far.
Yeah, well, who would steal our food and shoot a kid? We never should have thrown in with trash like that in the first place.
I can't believe they did that.
I don't think they knew what they were doing, except trying to get away.
Yeah, well, they're gone now. Good fucking riddance.
Now that Clem's awake, we should talk about where we're going.
It's weird
We're
seeing the
headed
scene
north.
now, like
What,
you
to
can
find
pretty much tell the
Wellington?
remainder
Sure, talk a
of this
lot of shit,
season
but you
is
got a
just
better
building
plan?
up to making that
We
choice.
head
Like,
south.
all the dialogue options here really don't matter.
The fuck kind of plan
In terms
is
of
that?
like, oh yeah, well
Bonnie
we could
said there
see
was no
like
formula back then.
different lines of dialogue, and it's like all 3 or all 4 options are silence, agree with Kenny, agree with Jane, or tell them they're both being dicks and to stop
Because you won't
fighting.
listen to a thing I'm saying.
What's that? You're talking into my bad ear, sweetheart.
Jackass.
Though that's a pretty
Oh,
funny
I
line.
still can't hear you.
Even if there is someplace up here, it could take us weeks to find it. We could get back to Howe's in a day.
Tell you what, we can turn around just as soon as you pry this wheel from a cold, dead face.
It's funny because I don't even think Kenny's that old. I think he's
Whatever.
roughly the same
I
age
give
as
up.
Lee.
Ish, yeah.
Get your feet off the
If I remember right from the wiki page, it says like late 30s,
That's a
early
great game,
40s.
Clem.
So,
I
and Lee was
spy
37, so yeah, about the
an
same age, maybe a
asshole.
little bit older.
Your turn.
Grow up.
Your turn.
Go to hell.
I'll pull this fucking car over.
Go ahead.
You're both being children.
Me? I couldn't see the damn road.
Bet you're having trouble seeing a lot of things these days.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Also, why did we decide Kenny was the one driving?
Well, you did. You were
You
unconscious.
don't know a damn thing about me.
You got the one eye, buddy.
Exactly what you
Also, you're not looking at the road.
Nobody cares about you, and you don't care
Neither
about
of you
nobody
are.
but yourself. That makes you
Look,
nothing.
What is it with you?
that was like a solid
It's your family,
15,
right?
20 seconds.
It is, isn't it?
I'm warning you, you little shit.
Shut up, both of you.
Stay out of this, Clem.
Don't
No.
tell her what to do.
Okay.
You listen to me. You mouth off about my family, and I will fucking end you.
Watch
Jesus
the
Christ, I'm so
road.
sick of this wounded warrior crap. Just pull over. I can't take this.
What? Running away again? What a fucking shocker. In the end, still only care about yourself, right?
And where were you when Sarita died, Kenny?
Hey now.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was there. I couldn't. God damn you, I love that woman!
Nobody who died is anyone's fault. We all wanted to be together and it just went bad. But we We owe it to them to try to make the best of this.
I'm sorry, Clem, but I can't put up with this bullshit anymore.
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
You know the thing about people like you, Kenny? You're just a bomb waiting to go off.
If you're, like,
Everyone
ready
talks
for her
about
to go,
you
why
behind
aren't
your
you
back
cool?
because they were
Yeah.
afraid of you.
That ain't
Also,
Mike,
even if she's
Bonnie,
right about the whole bomb winding off,
Sarita,
maybe
fucking
don't
liar,
push
that
the buttons you know are gonna
Around
set
to
him
know
off.
that Sooner or
Right?
later, they're gonna end up dead. Sarita knew it, I know it, and so does Clementine.
I told you not to talk about my family!
Fuck you!
You fucking piece of shit!
Go to hell, you son of a bitch!
And...
Jesus! You okay?
I'm fine.
How's AJ?
He's fine.
You sure?
Yes.
Clem, you alright?
Yeah.
Other than
Kenny,
probably in
I'm-
agony.
Yeah, that would probably hurt like hell.
One of them might have diesel.
We shouldn't stop here.
We're running on fumes. Got no choice. When I holler, it's okay. Drive up closer.
Anything happens?
Yeah, that car must have been pretty full if they've been going for like a couple hours and it's just now
Yeah.
on fumes.
If you're going, go now.
Kenny.
Well,
Bye, Kenny.
doesn't matter what I say anyways.
Fucking asshole. God. I can't do this anymore. I'm serious, Clem.
Stop making him mad.
Everything makes him mad. How are you not seeing that?
Well, all you're doing is just making it worse.
There's the path
Just
of
like
least
that.
resistance, and there's the path of every resistance. The most
Clem.
resistance.
Yeah.
That is the one that you were
Are
taking.
you
It's like if
serious?
you literally want to
What about
leave, then
AJ?
like no one is stopping you from getting out of the car and leaving.
Kenny would never let him go. This is our chance, Clem. Don't you ever want to know what it's like to live your own life?
Look.
It's snowing. Why are they moving?
They must not be cold enough yet. Fuck.
Which to me says the whole, like, nothing wrong with Wellington in particular if it's true, but the idea of like, oh, they'll freeze and like be useless if it's really, really cold, like, that might work if you live in a place where it is naturally really cold for most of the year and you're accustomed to that.
Nope, I did not do that right. My bad. My bad.
No, I think you're fine. You didn't game over from it, so
Get out of there!
Okay.
The door is stuck!
that could have been like one you had to, air quote, had to
There are
fail.
more of them. Move!
There was like...
Clem!
Okay.
Clem, hurry!
How do you want me to get out of here?
Hurry.
I can't press anything.
I think you have to wait here. Like, you can keep checking, but the idea is like, it's separating you from Jane, which is why it's taking so long.
Yeah, I can't move.
Can you move with the WASD keys?
No, I'm trying that. None of them are working. I don't... Uni isn't doing anything either. What am I missing?
Click towards where the open door is, maybe. You may just make... Yeah, it's hard to see, but it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it was white on white. That was more of a gameplay thing.
Okay.
Like, white on white's really hard to see.
Jane, wait!
Yeah.
Jane!
Okay.
And now time for this, air quote, gameplay mechanic.
Yep.
Where you're just walking through, essentially just a wasteland where you can barely see anything.
Because that's our favorite.
Yep. I always found this, like, kind of annoying,
Well, and
honestly.
especially since the graphics are so good.
Yeah.
In every other scene.
It's like, yes, it's white, it's snow, like, we get it. It's one of those things that looks very pretty as long as you're admiring it from a completely well-lit and well-furnished house. So yeah, it's pretty much just walk, and if you see a zombie, then and you're close enough, then shoot and kill it. I don't think you have a limit to ammo here, so... Because otherwise, if you get too close to it, we'll just automatically kill you. You don't get the option to, like, stun it and then kill it or anything. It just straight up kills you. And then you'll get occasional shots like this where she'll move forward and you have no control.
Love that. I supposed to kill them, or can I just keep walking?
I think you can evade them, but like it's up to you. I'd say if they're close enough to where you can kill them, then go ahead and do it, just so they don't like out of nowhere kill you. But up to you.
I mean, if I don't have a lot of ammo, I kill them.
Yeah. Because you need the gun for the final scene, so it has to have at least a bullet in there. So.
Yeah. Whoop. Can I tell in what direction I'm walking? No.
Nah, but it's fine. I think that's the idea. Is it's air quote disorienting. Like the idea of you don't know where you're going, what you're doing, or where anybody else is. There's something in the mist. Though to be fair, having read the book and watched the movie, I would much rather deal with the zombies.
The shack?
The Mist.
Oh, the mist.
Yeah, Stephen King. Because it's mostly shit like giant, like literal building-sized spiders.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's some really nasty scenes in the film.
I'm very glad that I did not watch the film then.
The film, other than those scenes, the film is really good. Actually, I would put it probably in my top 10 favorite films of all time.
However, if there are spiders involved,
In particular, one scene where I assume it's like the army, something like some military force, is trying to clear buildings.
Where's the kid?
And
You left him with
the
her?
people that are in the supply store or in the grocery store, whatever it is, try to go to a nearby area to get meds. And it turns out that the feds in question, whoever it is, have been like cocooned, and one of them falls off and it breaks open, and they've also been like a host for a bunch of baby spiders.
absolutely.
Yeah, so they just splatter on the ground and spiders scatter everywhere, and it's like, oh!
I would rather die.
Okay?
Yeah, like if I knew that was about to happen to me, I would absolutely shoot myself in the head. I would not want to be around for that.
Where is he?
But like
So-
all the other non-spider parts, phenomenal.
In all honesty, I'm probably gonna wind up choosing Kenny just because I saw what happened when I chose Jane last time.
That's fair.
So that may be the option. For the record, I don't necessarily want to because he's still kind of acting super sketch.
Yeah.
And
I will say, for the record, the ending you get with Kenny in season 2 here, I'm not going to say it's as good as how sad the ending to season 1 is, but it's pretty close. Like, it made me tear up whenever I first saw it. They did that one way better. I think the ending for Kenny's was way better than for Jane's.
No!
Though, if you do let her die, I will say after, one of the first options with Kenny is be careful about what you
Look
pick.
at me.
Since you are going with Kenny, I can go ahead and tell you this. One of the things you can do, after he, gets up and looks at you, you can straight up execute him right then and there.
Oh shit.
You can literally point the gun at him, and he's like, do it, just do it, and then she shoots him in cold blood and kills him.
So I need to not.
I
spam
believe it's the
click.
bottom right option, but it will say, shoot Kenny.
Okay. Do
So-
not spam click.
We've learned from Molly.
Yes.
Just trust me, Clem.
I don't understand.
And then I think also there's the option to, not forgive
Nothing
Kenny,
trust
the
me.
same way there's an
You'll
option to
see
not
what
forgive
he really
Jane to
is.
also get the alone ending. Because you can get the alone ending in basically one of, I guess I'll find out, in 4 ways, which is to let Jane die and then execute Kenny, not forgive Kenny, not forgive Jane, and then one of the endings with Kenny. You'll ultimately end up alone, but I think it technically qualifies as a different ending altogether.
I won't back down from you, Kenny.
Shut up!
We can't kill each other. Not after all this. We're all that's left.
Stay out of this, Clem.
Clem, stay back.
Ike, stay back.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell Jane was thinking here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think what her logic was, if I remember, from watching her ending, is basically, which is stupid, is I wanted to show you how dangerous Kenny could be by provoking him, and it's yeah, maybe just don't do that?
Well, I'm okay, am I supposed to?
Yes. Yeah, you keep interfering, like, back and forth. Like, you'll stop Kenny from attacking her, and then you'll stop Jane from attacking him. And, like, you'll just, yeah, keep going back and forth.
Oh my god! This is all your fucking fault!
Piece of shit!
Just go!
I ain't going nowhere.
Fucking psycho!
This is on you!
Doesn't matter who you pick there specifically. If you'll see, like, the shoot Kenny or look away. Like, that's your actual choice.
Stop! It's over! Listen to me!
Get her off! You fucking baby killer!
God damn it!
I will say, for Kenny having one eye and then having it gouged and also getting his stomach cut open, the fact he managed to overpower Jane is kind of impressive.
Right? Okay, so I either shoot him or I don't.
Like, you'll pick up the gun here and it will literally give you, like, the prompts, like, if you were saying something of shoot Kenny or look away.
And I look away.
If you want Jane to die, then yes, you look away.
Do I want Jane to die?
I mean, that's up to you. You said you wanted to see Kenny's ending, where he survives. So look away would be your option for that. And I think if you do nothing, then it's the same result. Like, Jane will die, because you don't make a decision in time.
That's fair. Hey, buddy. That was pretty fucked up shit.
Kenny!
Kenny, are you dead too? Cause like
No, he's just having a moment.
that's not very cash money at you.
He's gone, Clem.
And they find AJ either way. You probably already realized that, but like,
I mean,
that scene
like,
still
they would
plays.
have to.
That's the part where Kenny realizes, like, wow, she was trying to start a fight, like, actively was trying to do it.
He's gone.
Yeah, there's the option in the bottom right to shoot Kenny.
You didn't have to kill her, Kenny!
I'm sorry, darling. But I did.
Wait, so why did he actually like find AJ's body? Because like he couldn't have found AJ's body.
No, he didn't. He just assumed that he was dead, like AJ was dead.
To be fair, she was telling him that he was dead. But,
Yeah.
like,
I'm right behind you.
Also, and he was not right behind me. And that's how
He might take a second. His
I think
stomach did
that's
get
last.
cut open, so
That's fair.
it might be a second before he gets there.
AJ.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This was high-key a gamble.
Are you okay?
And
alive.
this was not worth the risk.
Let me see him.
And especially for Jane, like this did not
Yeah.
go well. Baby.
It's following the Resident Evil 6 trope of, like, basically, I didn't want this to happen because something would get out, so I caused an accident before the accident could happen. And it's like, yeah, but you, like, still caused an accident. It was... You're basically saying, like, if this is going to get destroyed, I want to have the preemptive strike, I want to destroy it. And it's like, well, it ends up destroyed either way, so...
That was looking out for herself. Shh. It's all right, buddy. Hey, listen, I didn't want that to happen either. I thought she'd killed Alvy.
So yeah, if you don't forgive Kenny, I think at this point you off on your own and the game ends, and if you do go with Kenny, then it gives you the additional scenes of and gives you two other options for what happens.
So I do need to forgive him.
Yeah. I personally think the scene is worth watching, and if you've already picked Kenny, you're probably gonna stay with Kenny at this point.
Just went black.
Like, I believe you?
Yeah, because he's saying I didn't want to have to kill Jane.
It was too late.
I will say, to his credit though, unlike Jane, because if you let Jane live and then leave her, she basically begs you not to do this.
Yeah.
If you save Kenny and leave him, he's completely at peace with it and totally understands why you did what you did.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, I am not safe to be around, and I want you to take care of this kid.
That's fair.
So to his credit, like, he does step up at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Which he kind of does if you kill him anyway, because he's like, yeah, Clem, you made the right choice.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's still going.
It wasn't even popping up like the little loading wheel, and I was like, hello? Is anyone there? Thinking about it. 9 days later.
400 days?
Mm-hmm.
Fourth wall break.
Kind of stared directly into. Is that smoke?
Yeah.
You want me to hold him?
Nah, he's still light. We're fine.
I think that smoke is the only complaint I've
I'll
had
race
about
you
the
to the top.
graphics thus far.
Hey!
New.
Come on, Albie. We got this.
Do not trip.
He doesn't.
That would be really sucky.
That would be how Lori and Judith die in the comics. So yeah, it turns out Wellington was actually not a hoax. It was the real deal.
Nice.
That's gotta be it.
It's about time.
About goddamn
You're
time.
telling me.
I mean, yeah, in theory, they were walking for 9 days.
What are we
Yeah,
waiting
right.
for? Come on.
Or maybe they went back and got the truck, or...
Maybe.
Look at those walls.
This also means you'll actually get to run into a character you have not met before.
Able to sleep at night.
Yikes.
That's far enough.
Don't worry, that was a warning
Just stay
shot.
still, Clem. Do as she says. Put your
In a
hands
zombie
up, Clem.
apocalypse? You can afford to have a...
Drop your weapons.
I don't have a weapon, I got a baby.
Well, if you throw it hard enough. No, I'm kidding.
God.
Approach the gate.
I mean, that's the idea of a gun, right? Is like if you throw a projectile hard enough or like use something to shoot it hard enough, it will do damage.
Sounds good. Hi, I'm Edith.
Hi,
Hey,
My
Edith.
name's Kenny.
How's it going?
And this here's Clementine.
Hello.
Hello.
She actually kind of does look
Oh,
like
what a
Edith.
handsome boy.
Yeah?
The Edith we know.
Yeah?
What's his name?
Alvin. Jr.
Can you let us in? We're really hungry. What?
Well, I'm afraid this is the part where I give you the bad news.
Uh-oh.
The
Eh?
hell's this?
That's some supplies. Food, water,
What?
some medicine, a first aid
Why are you
kit.
giving us this?
Unfortunately, our community isn't accepting new members. We're over capacity as it is, and there's just not enough to go around if we keep bringing people in. Things might change in
You
a few
gotta be
months.
fucking kidding me.
I'm sorry. I really,
But we have a baby.
This is hard for me too. I don't want to turn anyone away, especially children. But
Just take the kids.
What?
Please. Just take the kids. It's too dangerous out here for them.
That's
It's
fair.
just a little
That's,
girl and a baby boy.
that's
You
fair.
can make room for that. You can take back the supplies you gave us if that helps. Please, just... I need them to be safe. And it's safe in there. I know that. Just ask someone, please. They won't make it out here. Please.
well, I'll ask. Just give me a second.
See, and like...
You don't need to look at me like that.
You're just gonna leave us?
If they'll only take you two, then that's how it's gotta be.
We don't even know these people.
That's
It
a
doesn't
valid
matter.
point.
It's safe here. You two will be safe. That's what's important now.
We can take the children, but just the children. I made the case that
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, okay? Listen. This is your chance. For you and this boy. I don't trust myself to keep you two safe. Not anymore. Please, I'm begging you. Please, stay here. Stay here, where it's safe. Where you two will have a chance.
No, no, no! Why are you doing this?
Because Because it's the only way for both of you. Think about Alvy here. Please, Clem, just do as I'm asking. This one last time. You'll meet people.
Your decision.
You'll make friends. People better than me.
Okay. Okay, we'll stay.
Good.
We'll stay.
Good. This is the right decision. Okay. Right. When he's grown.
Does
you
this
tell him about
affect
his
season
mommy
3
and his
at all?
daddy
Yes,
and
it
all
does.
the people who tried to keep him safe. You tell him, okay? He deserves to know. I got, oh, here. Take this. When he's old enough, you make him wear it. It'll keep the sun out of his eyes. That's important. All right. Good. Keep an eye out for him. Please. Now, you take care of Alvin here. You live a good life, okay? Don't waste this, okay? Now, I'm gonna go before one of us changes their mind. Now, I'm gonna walk away. I might not look back. Not because I don't want to. I'm real glad to have met you, Clementine.
Yeah, a little more impactful than Jane's scene of deciding whether you want the other family to stay with you or not.
That's pretty well done.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I love the moment, too, where he stops and pauses and, like, you can tell he's thinking about looking back and just knows that he can't.
Right?
Because if he does, like, he's just going to lose it.
Right?
So, at least in terms of, like, Kenny potentially surviving, that is the best scene you can get for Kenny. If you do go with Kenny, he is going to die between the events of Season 2 and 3. If you go with Jane, it doesn't matter what you pick. If you go with Jane, like, you'll stay with Jane either way. You don't leave, like, in this scene. She'll die either way. And as you'll find out with Wellington, Edith, who does hold to her promise, she does actually look after Clementine. She will die between the events of Season 2 and 3 as well.
Wow. Honestly, that's... Damn. And I chose Jane the first time?
Mm-hmm. See, that's the other thing, too, is I guess we can go ahead and talk about the scenes that occur, because there's flashbacks in Season 3. In Jane's endings, regardless of whether you let the people in or not, if you let them in, they steal half your food and leave. If you don't let them back in, they sneak in and steal half your food and leave, which is like, okay, well then what was the point of that choice?
Exactly.
Like, that was kind of stupid. And then, as you've already seen, she finds out that she's pregnant, presumably with Luke's child, I assume.
Who else?
Yeah, because it's not that long. Like, the time skip on that one isn't that long. It's like a couple weeks, I think, ish, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then she hangs herself because she doesn't want to have to deal with the burden of a child. Even though they've already got one, but I
two.
Two, but they already have one.
As a child.
Yeah, but like she already understands what it would be like, I guess, but she didn't want to deal with that, so she hangs herself.
Well, it also knows that there's like a good chance that she's not going to survive the childbirth process.
Yeah. So with Kenny's ending, if you have him survive this, obviously, and then don't go to Wellington, you actually last with him for several years rather than a couple weeks. And he's teaching Clementine how to drive stick shift, and for one reason or another, I don't remember what specifically it is, they lose control of the car, and he goes through the windshield and breaks both his legs. So obviously he can't move, and then because the sound of the crash alerted the walkers, he basically sacrifices himself to get Clementine and AJ out of there. So ultimately, on top of this ending as well, even if you go with Kenny, he ultimately like does make the right decision to put Clementine and AJ first, and Jane does not by making a selfish decision. So it's funny how in the moment it looks like Kenny's the bad guy, but then when you see like when it really boils down to it, Kenny will sacrifice himself and stick up for Clementine and AJ, and Jane won't.
Also, for the record, if you're teaching someone how to drive, wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. In the Alone ending, because it actually does affect Clementine's physical appearance, in the Alone ending, you hide AJ in a car, and a zombie slams Clem's fingers, and so she loses all of her pinky and about half of her ring finger.
See, that may have been the option that I got. Cause
I think you got Alone.
Yeah, because I lost fingers.
I'm pretty sure you chose Jane and then didn't go with her.
Yeah,
because
if you Jane and then didn't go with her.
Because it's not like this one where you get put with another caretaker in the last decision. You're staying with Jane either way.
Yeah.
With Jane, you get the AJ tattoo on your hand. With Kenny, I think you have like a cut like somewhere like right here. It's because of the car crash.
Yeah.
And then with this one, you'll see. I think there's like another like some sort of facial deformity because a bullet grazes her. In that one. I'm trying to think if there's any other thing about the endings. That's mostly it, though. Again, you can like choose to execute Kenny, which gets you Alone. If you leave either of them, you get Alone. When you leave Kenny here, you get Edith, which is the best ending for him because like you don't ever see him past that point. So like he's not with Clementine, but there's a chance he's still alive.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so how many people protected the baby? 58.6% of players.
Really? That low?
I am a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, that's a little sad, y'all.
Us collectively.
I feel like that number was way higher in the original.
Yeah. It didn't even feel like it was like an option though, because like of course they're gonna go get the baby.
I'm pretty sure it was like 97%, and it was just like I'm willing to bet the people that said no were probably replaying the game and wanted to see what happened on the other option.
I guess.
And if you don't, I don't remember who it is. I think I'm not sure. Somebody grabs the baby.
Yeah.
So like someone
the baby
gets
is
to the baby.
fine.
Yeah.
Either way. Who went to go help Luke? 66.7% of players did not try to help Luke. Luke told us not to go help. So
yeah.
Or told us how to help, because we did help.
Yeah, he was like, just cover me and give me some time. And I'm willing to bet, had they done that, he probably would have survived.
Because that was the thing too. If he had kind of lifted his leg up a bit and then rolled, I think
or
he
like
would have
pushed
been able to
forward, because his arms were fine. It was his leg that was messed up. If he like kind of like pushed forward, he would have had a much better chance than compared to Bonnie being an absolute idiot.
Exactly.
And I will not miss her at all.
Asked to leave with Mike. 80.9% of players didn't ask to leave with Mike. Fuck Mike.
I think Mike's okay.
If
to me, Bonnie is the problem.
No,
you can't. You'll get shot regardless. You can't leave with Mike. That'd be kind of interesting if you could, though. Maybe end up with a decision between Bonnie and Mike instead of Kenny and Jane. But no, you get shot no matter how nice you are to Arvo, no matter how nice you are to Mike. That will happen regardless.
Like, what is Arvo's problem? What is his problem?
Yeah.
Did they ever confirm what happened to those three?
Well, I mean, Bonnie's determinate, so she potentially could be dead, but no, it never gets confirmed.
Okay.
They're just off somewhere. Don't know what happened to them.
49.1% of players didn't shoot Kenny.
So most people actually, it's very close, but most people actually did side with Kenny on this. I think it was a pretty even split from what I remember, actually, like the first time playing through.
Yeah.
I think it might have been like more sided towards actually killing Kenny because a lot of people felt like that was a good place for his story to end.
Yeah.
But then after they saw the endings, they kind of realized,
regret.
Yeah.
In the end, who are you with? 21.4% of players are with AJ at Wellington.
But to be fair, there's 5 different endings, so that does line up.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like...
Because it's either Alone with Edith at Wellington, with Jane at Hal's, with Kenny wherever you decide to go, and then the other Alone ending, which is technically a different one, which is the one of like, instead of not forgiving him, it's killing or letting Jane die and then executing Kenny. That counts as a different ending. So that actually lines up pretty accurately. That's about 20%.
I thought it was like go and stay at Wellington versus leave with Kenny. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, no. From what I remember, I think since majority was Jane, I'm going to assume the majority of endings were with Jane. But it might have actually been alone. Now I think about it, it might have been alone. Which means the majority of the people would have saved Jane and then not forgiven her and left.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what the majority of people did. Because they probably saved Jane because they realized, Kenny is, very unhinged. And then when they realized what Jane did, they're like, oh, we'll screw you both then.
Yeah.
That's probably what
I
most
think
people
that's
did.
what I wound up doing.
Yeah, that's what you ended up doing. And that's it for season 2.
All right.
Let's see.
So, people that we lost this episode.
I mean, technically everyone.
Too damn many.
Yeah.
Literally everyone but AJ.
Yeah, we already went over Rebecca, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to count Arvo, personally, because he's not really a part of the group. He's with the group, but not part of the group, if that makes sense.
I understand why they made shooting Clementine a necessity, but, I feel like also they could have made it an accident.
Yeah.
Because since I'd been nice to him the whole time, I feel like they could have had just a glimpse, a moment where he's, a horrified, what have I done?
Yeah. They had that in the initial version with the, when you can shoot Mike thing, whenever he shoots you. That, which is basically, he got so shell-shocked by seeing Mike just die that, he didn't even realize his finger was on the trigger and just, flinched or whatever and fired it. Mm-hmm. And so he has it in the original one. I don't know why they didn't keep that.
Well, because I feel like that would have fit better here. Because otherwise, you just shot a 10-year-old kid.
It would be one thing if it was
handing over her gun.
Yeah, it's it would be one thing if you were just a dick to him the whole time, because then that would kind of make more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't really work. I think the problem with Arvo is not so much his character. I think it's because, if you want to consider him, air quote, the villain, or, the instigator or whatever, is... The other big one is Carver, and Carver is much more of a threat than Arvo is. I almost feel like if they had swapped when they came in, if Arvo was, in parts 1 and 2, and then Carver was in parts 3, 4, and the first part of 5,
yeah,
both of them would have felt like better placements. Carver would have felt like more of a threat, and Arvo would have felt more like a Disc 1 final boss, as we'll call it.
Yeah, because he seemed more of a victim than anything. Yeah.
Let's
Unimpressed.
see.
Luke.
I guess it's Luke
better.
after that.
Luke deserved better.
Yeah.
Just full stop. Luke deserved better.
Luke was the Omid of the latter half of the season.
Yeah. It's...
I get why they had to let him go, and I do think that is the right time to let him go if they're gonna, outright kill him. Mm-hmm. But, at the same time... That still kind of fucking sucks, and I think it was more mad about, how stupid the situation was rather than, him going. Mm-hmm. Of, he's right, just cover him. Don't go close to him, just let him figure it out. And then if he falls through, either way, then, okay. He tried everything he could.
The thing that confused me was how quickly he got swept over by, a current or something to that other side of the ice.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. There wouldn't have been a current in that lake.
Yeah.
There just wouldn't have been. And if it had, the current wouldn't have moved him so quickly because the lake is frozen.
Yeah. And there is a slightly alternate ending to that where if you go to grab Luke rather than Bonnie does, mm-hmm. You'll obviously still both fall in the water, but another walker falls through that's near you, and it grabs onto Clementine, and he basically pushes, or grabs the walker off of you, but because he can't fight back as much, because A, he's drowning, and B, his leg's fucked up, he basically gets dragged down by the walker. So he basically sacrifices himself to give Clementine a chance to stay alive.
And I think that's the one that I got last time, too, because I remember that scene. But yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. I honestly think, and as annoying as it's going to be, because Luke dies either way, for me, the best scene personally is covering Luke and then letting Bonnie drown. She's a dick.
That's fair. Because that's just unnecessary.
Yeah. And it's the only thing you get by keeping her alive is a slight bit of dialogue where she chews you out for no good reason, and then the dialogue with her and Mike and Arvo leaving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like her character. I didn't like her in the 400 Days DLC. I didn't like the fact that she was too wishy-washy, because it's one thing to be Reggie and just straight up drinking the Kool-Aid. Hers is she seemed to have the moral compass, but it's she was having the internal conflict within herself, and had she been the main character, maybe that wouldn't have been a problem. but she's not the main character, so
Well, and then on top of that,
it just
this
makes her
whole
look like a
time-
jerk, and she's just like betraying everybody left and right is what it looks like.
Well, and this whole time she's sitting there and saying, Clementine is a child, Clementine is a child, Clementine is a child.
Yeah.
And then, like...
It's like, oh, you think just because you're a child, you can get away with all this stuff, like, you can let people die and everyone's going to be okay with it. It's
Well,
just
like,
what
the whole...
fuck?
The whole, like, pretty comment, and that's like, this is an issue that you're having with Jane, because Jane got laid and you didn't, and
Yeah.
I'm somehow caught in the crossfire, and you need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, that whole thing is just... So, yeah, never
yeah,
liked her as a
thank you.
character before, and still don't. That probably won't change. I think she is one of the most annoying characters in the entirety of the second season, of, like, the important / main characters.
Arvo's
I don't know if she was
pretty obnoxious.
Yeah. I don't know if it was she was written bad. Like, it's hard to tell with her because, like, by comparison with a lot of the issues with the other characters is like I don't feel anything when they go. But like she does make me mad, which is better than feeling nothing.
I mean,
because a lot of the
yeah.
characters, particularly ones that go out and typically in 4, if you keep them alive, do feel like that. So hard to tell. I do like Mike a little bit more. I think he's a little bit less emotional. Like, he's emotional in the fact, like, he did want to leave because he thought he wasn't safe around Kenny. But in his defense, he was right.
I mean, absolutely.
Because
and,
if Arvo goes and he needs somebody else to project his anger on, he's already gotten in physical altercations with Kenny before in previous episodes. Like, whenever they're trying to fix the wall in Carver's and Kenny's, like, got him pinned up against the wall. So he's already kind of been the victim of that firsthand, so I can totally get why he would not want that to come back down on him again.
Well, and as the only other male in the group after Arvo's gone,
Yeah.
he's gonna present the biggest threat to Kenny in Kenny's mind,
Yeah.
which is totally valid and fair. Like, because as long as Jane isn't actively, openly antagonizing him, like, he's gonna fight with the other men more than with the women, and so he's definitely next.
Yeah.
But,
so I do like him as a character. I know he gets introduced a little bit late. He's about the same time Amid and Krista get introduced in season 1. But I think he is, like, for one of the more minor characters, I think he's written a little bit better because he feels more sensible than, like, most of the other people. He's probably the closest, at least in terms of, like, sensibility that you get to a Lee in this game, not kind of Clementine.
And I do kind of judge them a little bit for being like, yeah, Kenny's psychotic. Kenny is actually actively the worst. And, like, they did kind of convince Clementine to go with them a little bit. They could have gone harder. And then on the other hand, they didn't try to take AJ at all. Like, if I was leaving a group because we had a person who would, like, dip on any responsibility at the first sign of trouble and an actual psycho, I would not leave 2 children in their care.
Yeah.
I don't care if it means, like, you know, kidnapping a baby and then, you know, if I had to knock out Clementine, then I would.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving with her with the psychopath.
Yeah. I think probably the issue they ran into, and maybe it's sort of alluded to with the scene beforehand when they're at the, like, electrical, whatever, is he might have just been awake and was holding AJ, and so they would have either had to, like, risk knocking him out or there was no way they could reach him.
That's fair.
So, like, he might have just been in a spot where they, like, couldn't get a good jump on him or anything like that, and they didn't want to outright kill him. But, like, and maybe it was also, like, if they grab the baby gets upset and cries, that wakes up Kenny. But it feels like it would probably be closer to the former of, like, Kenny was holding the child. The only way to get that child out of Kenny's hands would be to kill Kenny, and they didn't want to outright kill Kenny.
Well, or wait till he's, like, go in and say, hey, you know, you get first watch, I'll get second watch, and while he's asleep during second watch, then you sneak out.
Yeah.
You know,
unfortunately, we will
take the baby
not
and go.
know, because they tragically don't, like,
Well,
show
may
any
never
of that.
know.
So
and then
there's
they don't exist outside of this.
Yeah.
We never see any of them ever again.
a little disappointing by that, but oh well. And then that leaves either Jane or Kenny. I think I've pretty much said my piece on both. I think for me, at least in terms of, like, characters and how I feel about them, it's not how the character starts, it's how the character ends. And for me, Kenny ends on a high note and Jane ends on a low note. Which is why that's why I'm more okay with Ben than most people are, is because regardless of what ending you get with Ben, it's either let me go get Clem and the others out of here, like I'm slowing you down and wasting your time, or like he's saying like, oh God, don't let them get to me, like all I want is just to like be able to get out of this in some way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to like cause you problems. And then he has that whole scene with Kenny of like, just because you had your family, like, you had them to lose at least. And so he ends on a high note for all the shit he pulls in episode 3 and 4.
Exactly.
He ends on a high note, and that's why I think I like him more, and I think that's probably why I lean towards Kenny. Yeah. Is because, like, when the chips are down, he will ultimately make the right choice. It will take him a while to get there, but when the chips are down for Jane, she will not make the right choice.
I do kind of wish that, I mean, and again, like, there's 5 endings, like, how could I possibly wish for additional endings? But, like, I do kind of wish there was an ending where they could split and they both survive.
Yeah.
Cause,
and then you can just go with one or neither.
Because, I mean, that's the thing, too. No matter how pissed off Kenny is, I feel like if you made the decision to not watch him kill Carver, I don't... Like, even, like, as mad as he is, it's really hard to believe that he would be like, yep, I'm going to kill this person pretty much in cold blood at that point in front of Clementine.
Yeah.
Because, like, at that point, Jane is unarmed. Like, she is on the ground. She's unable to do anything.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of a little bit unnecessary. Yeah. Like, she's already been stabbed through the leg, so if he wanted to turn around and just leave with Clementine...
Not gonna be able to like, move that easily. Even though she oddly enough does in the scene after if you keep her alive.
Yeah.
So, apparently they just forgot about that somehow.
We also didn't address the fact that Clementine was shot in the arm and she's like...
Yeah.
Just totally fine with it, you know.
Yeah.
Excruciating pain, no.
I will say, I will give credit where credit is due in that scene where she's racing Kenny up the hill. Her arm that was shot is moving substantially less than her arm that wasn't shot.
I noticed
that. Was a really
that,
nice, like really small but nice detail.
I did notice that.
Though I will say, out of all the characters in the series I can think of that have like determinants of whether they die or don't die, I think there's only one off the top of my head that has multiple determinants. Quite literally, he can actually potentially die in every episode or just survive the whole thing. And there's only one character I can think of, and that's in season 3.
Yeah, there you
go. It's Conrad.
Yeah,
but
Conrad.
Conrad also has to, like, it's either kill Conrad or, let him kidnap Clementine, and that's...
We don't.
I'm willing to bet. Yeah, I'm very sure whenever the game first came out for 3, it was like, like you and 96% of other players, and it's like, I can't imagine why. Oh, this guy we met 5 minutes ago, this girl we've been with for literally every single season.
Yeah, hard decision.
Yeah, he does get better though, but the problem is like. You kind of have to know. You kind of have to know that he gets better. Like on a replay, on the first play, almost assuredly no.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it for the characters. We'll still see AJ at a later point. Obviously, we'll still see Clementine, even though Javier is the central character for season 3. But first, we will be doing something different because we'll be doing the Michonne series.
Indeed.
So we'll be seeing new content, or you will be seeing new content, rather.
I will be, yes.
Yeah.
And
it also has, in my opinion, probably the single goriest kill of not a protagonist, but like a non-villainous character in the entire series.
Damn.
It's pretty gnarly.
All right.
So I look forward to watching it. I think that's in episode 3 or 4.
And I also will say that since I chose a different ending, there's going to be several new scenes in season 3 that I have not seen.
Yeah.
Because the last time that I played through, I chose to go alone, so I haven't seen anything about what happens with Wellington. So
yeah. So that will be interesting. That was the only one I pretty much didn't spoil, was the Wellington one, since I knew we would be seeing that one later.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there.
I don't know what my favorite future one is. I think my favorite scene that closes out Kenny's arc is that one. I get staying with him, and the staying with him also has another really kind of sad scene is where Edith is also crying, and she actually gives you a second bag of supplies. She's like, I know I'm not supposed to give out multiple bags, but goddamn, I can't just not do that in good conscience. Fair. And so Kenny leaves with a bag and the baby, and Clementine leaves with him holding the other bag.
And
I guess they get a car working at some point.
And that was really well written.
Yeah, it's so much better than Jane's.
I, again, am kind of having, I'm kind of struggling with conceptually, well, I may talk myself out of this point of view by the end of my sentence, but, as he is, clearly having these episodes of excessive rage, paranoia, he's not listening to anyone, he's losing it. But then after Jane dies, it's all better. Everything's...
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, depending on how you've played Clementine is... Well, and I think in general, Clementine is not willing to intentionally provoke Kenny.
Yeah.
When he's the only person there. Like,
yeah.
She's not going to go in and pick fights with him like Jane would, like anyone else would. Like, she's just going to keep going along with him because what else do you do?
Yeah.
So...
Unless you want to try to pull Mike, I guess, and try to, like, get away from him. But
yeah, no.
If you're going to do that, you need to make 100% sure you can get away.
Absolutely.
And you better be you better have a very good head start before he realizes.
And not shoot a 10-year-old.
Yeah, also that.
Generally.
Yeah. I think probably the air quote worst ending for Clementine, at least in terms of, like, how somber it is, probably is the let Jane die and then shoot Kenny in cold blood. Because that's the first time Clementine does that, like, in cold blood. It's one thing to, like, when she shot the stranger to protect Lee, but, like, that was straight up, like, Kenny was no longer a threat or anything like that, and she just straight up executes him.
So in that ending, is it the same as the Alone ending?
Yes.
Okay.
You find AJ, and then you go off.
And you lose your finger in the car.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I don't know all the specific conditions for it, but at the end or close to the end of season 3, where you're deciding go and save Gabe/David or go help Kate save Richmond, part of that is determined by like all of that scene because she has 4 different things she can do, which is guaranteed to go and help Kate, guaranteed to go help Gabe and David, will always go with you, will always not go with you. You being Javier.
Yeah.
And so that is how that switches up. Also, I think I might have them backwards depending on whether you shoot Kenny or don't shoot Kenny. When Javier and David are fighting, she will either fire a warning shot at David or she will actually like proper shoot David in the shoulder to get him to stop. Yeah. I think she will shoot David in the shoulder if you saved Kenny because she's seen that situation before and doesn't want to do the same thing again, I think, but I could have that backwards. I don't remember which. It doesn't affect like how the story goes. It's just interesting of like warning shot versus like proper shooting him.
Well, and I mean either way, like dude gets literally shot.
It still alerts the horde because it was a gunshot.
Yeah.
But, yeah. There's a lot of like little small nuances that get changed by what ending you get there.
Damn. That's wild.
Which is one of the things I actually like about 3 in particular is usually those little small nuances don't amount to anything. Like the closest we get here is whether Clementine will swear more or less.
Yeah,
which is still fine, but like I want to see more of that.
There's like
because it's not like full bits of dialogue. It's just like a line.
Well, and they don't really like honestly, I feel like Lee should be brought up more, just in general. Like, because this is Clementine's season. I understand in season 3 he's not brought up as much because it's not from Clementine's POV.
Yeah, Javier.
But this is Clementine's POV, and he was a huge formative impact on her life. And so, even though she's 10, she's still 10.
Yeah.
And so she'd talk, or at least think about, and talk about her parents and about Lee.
Yeah.
And... You know, and not just like 1 or 2 conversations had in passing.
Yeah.
You know?
She does more in final season. She talks about Lee more. It's actually interesting because like they slowly push out her parents and like it's literally just Lee. Like she doesn't talk about her parents in 4. She talks about Lee in 4.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really like somber / like oof moments in 4. Like there's one where you can be like because at that point, like, there's a big time skip between 3 and 4, like, a big one. Like, Clementine's 16 in the final season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big, big jump.
Because she's, what, 12, 13?
About 12 or 13, yeah. So it's, like, a couple years. I think it might actually be more than that by that point. It's pretty big. She might be closer to 18. But it's a big time jump. And at one point, she's unsurprisingly with the group, and it's, like, one of them is like, well, whenever you first started in this, you were only like 8 or 7 or like roughly that. So like, who took care of you that whole time? And obviously one of the options is Lee. Yeah. And they could be like, yeah, what's the most important part? And one of the options is for her to literally look down and go, how to say goodbye. It's like, ooh, deep cuts today. Okay.
Everything hurts and I'm dying.
Feeling all the emotions, yep.
I'm having an emotion.
I'm trying to remember what the other options for that one are. I know like the other options for the choices are like, Sandra, I think, oddly enough, and then Kenny is one of them. And I think the other one is, like, I traveled with a bunch of different groups, but, like, what happens to them is what happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I think. But I could be wrong about that. 4 has a lot of interesting choices to make, and I think it's a lot better than 2, and maybe even 3 in some regards, but I think that might be because there's more history with Clementine at that point than there is with Javier.
Also, Clementine is best character. Just hands down.
I don't mind Javier personally, but, like, yeah, he is the protagonist I care least about, and I say that in a nice way because I get to play differently with Javier than I do with Clementine because A, he's a grown-ass man.
Yes.
And 2, I don't have any history with Javier. Like,
exactly.
If I'm building Clementine up as nice, I'm probably going to continue to be nice with Clementine or mean or whatever. With Javier, if I want to be, like, if I want to fucking flirt with every single woman that comes across my way, I can do that. And you can do that with a lot of the girls and one of the guys.
Hey,
with Jesus. Yeah, because Jesus is canonically gay.
Equal opportunity employer, I guess.
I actually love Jesus as a character, and I'm a little sad that he dies in the show.
Yeah.
I get why, but cause it's weird because a lot of people watching it, in the comics, he's like one of the very few people that is there from start to finish. He survives in the comics, like straight up. So it was really weird to see him die in the show.
There's a lot of choices that they made on the Walking Dead show that I thought were just bizarre compared to, like, I mean, because I didn't read the comics, but like I would read about the deaths and stuff, and they were just bizarre.
You would be surprised how many people were so angry at the TV adaptation of Andrea because she is nothing like that in the comics.
Yeah,
she is a lot more. She's closer to like how Michonne is rather than how she is. Because in the TV show, she's basically like, how can we fuck up this situation? Like, she's one step below Lori, and how can I fuck this up? She's nothing like that in the comics at all, and it pissed off. So I think she was probably, like, the most disappointing character, like, controversial / disappointed, outside of behind probably, well, definitely Lori and maybe Gabriel, and that's about it. Because a lot of people were expecting way more from her.
I liked Andrea once she got with Michonne. And then whenever they met whenever they got to the governor, that's when I hated her again.
Yeah.
It was a brief shining moment where I was like, you know what? This is sweet. I like this. And then the governor. And then I was like, oh. Disappointed. Disappointed.
Yeah, that was a very interesting decision to make. But they made a lot of different changes in the comics. Some for the better, some not.
Yeah. Well,
some we kind of knew were coming, but
I think the other thing too about the show and the video game is that I find it really weird that in the current like state of things, or with lawless zombie land or whatever, I find it really weird that like Carl dies, but like the other kid lives. And again, like, I haven't watched the whole thing through, but, like, I find it really hard to believe that, like, I mean, even Duck dies.
Yeah.
But then AJ is fine up until season 4, like, or I assume, I don't know anything about season 4. He's fine through season 3. But like, he's totally fine. Like, actual literal infant. But then...
Yeah.
Like,
and I guess the issue is, at least for that, is you don't want the show to be the comics because then it's predictable. And, like, you kind of don't want it to be predictable. Like, that part I do get.
Yeah.
Is you don't want it to be like, yeah, well, we know in, like, 3 episodes that, like, Noah's going to get killed in the rotating door or, like, whatever happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I get that part of it. But at the same time, it's like, how much or how little do you deviate? Like, do you just say something closer to, like, this and just say, like, outside of a few cameos, we're just going to do a completely new cast? Like, just... Because, like, other than, like, Glenn Herschel, like, very minor cameos, we're just going to do a completely new set of characters.
Well,
and I kind of think that's probably the easiest thing to do is mostly start from scratch. Because then you don't have the baggage of, like, you have the baggage of the overarching theme, but not the baggage of all the other characters. And worrying about people are going to be like, oh, this isn't how this was portrayed, and I don't like it.
Is Fear the Walking Dead, did that have a comic equivalent? Or is that just kind of their new...
I don't think it did.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
Because I think that was their equivalent of, okay, we like this universe, we like this setting, but we also want to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So we're just going to create new characters and go from there. Just go absolutely ham.
Yeah.
And I don't think I watched the entire first season. I did not like the characters as much.
But I get why they did that. Because, like, you don't want to have, like, all this like the preemptive chains of like we have to do this, we have to do that. Like,
well, but if we went in and had like the writers from the Telltale games, these writers were fantastic. These writers were really good.
well, maybe not this season, but largely yes.
Well, I mean, for the
maybe
most
if they had
part,
more time to actually flesh out the characters, maybe Sarita would have been more interesting. Sarah,
Exactly.
like yeah.
well,
Oddly enough, I think the game could have stood to have what happened with the TV show, where it got dragged out more.
Yes.
And the TV show could have been compressed a tiny bit more.
Yes.
Namely in season 2, fittingly enough. Season
Yes.
2 could. The whole thing with Sophia could have been squished down to like 2, maybe 3 episodes.
like maybe an episode and a half. Like,
Well, it depends on if we're counting the episode as like her initially leaving, or if we're counting when they start looking for when they get on the farm as the first episode of that. If that's the case, yeah, an episode and a half's plenty.
yeah, for sure. Because
I don't remember if it's an episode jump. I think it is, because like she gets scared by the zombie, runs out, and then Rick goes after and actually does find her, and then he's like, because there's a bunch of walkers, he's like, just stay hidden, I'll come back for you. And I think, like, at that point he leaves, and then I think the episode cuts pretty soon after that, and then they can't find her in the next episode.
Yes.
So, I guess it depends on when you consider that whole Gong show to
whenever they first.
Because
started
then you have,
looking.
like, the whole Carl getting shot thing while the other guy was trying to shoot a deer, and he accidentally shot Carl.
Yeah.
So, Carl gets shot a lot.
Yeah. And again,
Probably
like,
he's a nerd.
they go in and they keep killing the kids, and it's like, well, how are we expected to have a next generation when the older kids keep getting killed off, but, like, the little infants are fine, but then they get to be the older kids, and then they're getting killed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they just hit a certain age,
Yeah.
where they're marked at that point.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I think that, no, I guess we do have kids in the Michonne miniseries. There's a couple.
Okay.
They're later on, but yeah, we'll see those next time.
Is there? I don't remember if I asked this. In the DLC stuff with the girl and her sister.
For 400 days.
Yeah, 400 days. For the girl and her sister, did they confirm what happens to them after
Becca
the horde? Yeah.
I don't think they do with any of the 400 days characters except for Bonnie. Like, with Vince and Wyatt and Russell and Beck and Shell, I don't think so.
Well, yeah, and I think it's because they do have the option to have, like, none of them there, but...
Yeah. And I assume that kind of makes sense, is, like, the only reason that Bonnie can be a main character is because she goes with Tavia no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And so as a result, like, you kind of can't write a story expecting that character to be there when there's a potential for them to not be there, nor having ever been there.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
That kind of makes it rough, but no, they don't ever show back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Unless one of them does in season 4. Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh.
Would be the first time we had a returning character.
I mean, yeah.
Trying to think, was there any in 3? Not counting Clementine and AJ, obviously. I don't think there was any other returning characters.
I think there's, like...
Flashback, but...
Character from the show...
Yeah, Jesus is. Yeah, Paul.
That's it.
Paul / Jesus.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one from the show, though. I don't think anybody else
I think
is.
so, too.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else is.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, depending on how late it is.
It's 12:05.
That is up to you. I was going to say we could at least do the first episode of Michonne if you wanted, but that is up to you.
It is getting rather late, and I do need to work in the morning, unfortunately.
Yep.
I know. Tragic.
We'd always try to stream it tomorrow, but you'll probably be dead by that point, so...
I won't be dead, but I do need to put in a couple extra hours at work, so, if I can get my work stuff done that's due next week done early, then I may be able to do an additional stream at some point this upcoming week. Just depends on if I have enough motivation to start on it before the due date.
Yeah, that is
which
fair.
is Friday.
Yeah, and I may not have time tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, so I guess we'll find out. One thing for Michonne that we might have to be careful with is, it's a very good song, and I'll probably send it to you, is we might have to worry about avoiding the copyright for the theme. But the theme song is really fucking good. Like, it's insanely good.
What is the rule now for YouTube? Like 30 consecutive seconds, or like...
God, I don't know.
We can look it up and then like censor it. Just beep.
After that thing with Peanut Butter Gamer the other day, where he spent like literal months trying to figure out why his video got like flagged or something like that, even though it was suitable for all ages, it was because I think it's because he said "but" like once in the video. Yeah, like a butt.
We love that.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then later on, it was like, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like, yeah, next I'll get demonetized for something else. And it was like making a joke about like the foot fetish thing. It was like one of his friends was like, yeah, don't worry, YouTube likes feet. Because like they're general, like, that part of the web, and YouTube never strikes those. It's like, yeah, but really? Really?
You're supposed to say, however.
Here, let me hand you this note. This is your priorities. Start checking them off. Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that, because I'll just flag this for not being safe for kids. Because I think that was like in an Arthur video. Because he was going over the finale, because he's like a big Arthur person after they had the finale.
Yeah.
And it was like, but, like, really? This isn't the F-bomb here. Like, come on now.
I'm pretty
sure they said butt in the show.
Know the word butt. Like,
yeah. They probably said worse things in the show.
Yeah.
Definitely things that have aged poorly. Some of those, like, insults early on, whew. I know there's a compilation of, like, Arthur roasts where, like, essentially one of the characters just absolutely roasts the shit out of the other in show. Because there's one where, like, I think it's the one where Francine is, like, putting on the play with, like, all the Edison stuff, and she gets really into it. And it's like, if it weren't for Edison, you'd still be shopping in the dark. And then she looks Muffy up and down and goes, oh, never mind, you already do.
Oh.
It's like, whoa, okay.
Some of them do have, like, pretty good roasts, and Arthur is usually on the receiving end of it.
He has a couple good ones. I'm trying to remember what the other one was. It was, like, said something as like, yeah, that's what you're gonna be, that's what you'll be, DW, when I sell you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? One. Jesus Christ, Arthur.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, he usually is on the receiving end of them, though.
Yeah.
Which is
poor
a little bit funny, depending on the situation.
Do we want to try the drink on stream?
Oh god, we might as well. See how bad the Starlight Coke is.
We have here a Coca-Cola Starlight that we will be trying. Neither of us have tried it before, so I am generally fearing for my life. What does it smell like?
Spray paint?
Spray paint?
Yeah, like...
I am wildly concerned. Oh, this is going to be great.
Spray paint and something else. What the hell is that? I can't tell what that other thing is.
Spray paint and fear.
And fear. I fear nothing. Concerned, yes. Fearful, no. But, like, see what I mean? It's got, like, a spray paint. Doesn't it? A little bit? Spray paint and, like, something else that's mostly overpowering the spray paint, but I can't tell what that thing is. It kind of
smell like graham cracker, like...
So there's some people that said it tasted like s'mores. I've heard cotton candy. I've heard street. Yeah. It tastes like the road, which is like, when have you ever licked a road, but okay. Got really bored one day. I don't know.
It smells like... I mean, like sugar in some way, like some kind of confectionery...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's definitely not bad, smelling-wise.
Yeah, no, there's ones that... Oddly enough, as good as the vanilla Coke tastes, it smells really bad. I don't know why.
Weird.
Usually vanilla, if I had to pick like a non...
Because vanilla smells really good, but tastes really bad. So they had to make vanilla that smells really bad, so it tastes really good.
Sorry, every time I think of like the vanilla tasting bad, I think of Zach in the Try Guys, where he takes that fucking shot of just vanilla extract, where just the announcer goes, uh-oh, it looks like Zach's about to make a very big mistake.
Yeah,
He's like, I want to know what it tastes like. Like, you literally just took like a full tablespoon of raw vanilla extract, dude.
Also, usually there's an alcohol content in it.
Yeah.
So that's like just straight up an alcoholic shot, babe.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's a mistake he will make that exact one time and never again.
Yeah, no. I have had like a small mouthful of it before and never again.
I'm pretty sure I did like that, like where you just like lick your pinky and like barely touch it. Even that is like,
Yeah, because like I was making something and I spilled it and like got my hand in it and I was like, oh, okay,
like, fuck it.
I know what to do. I licked my finger and then I was like, why did I do this?
Yep. So yeah, if it's extract, be very careful with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of all kinds. It says recycle me on the side in like really big letters. I feel like that's important to note. Starlight space flavored.
How many calories, out of curiosity, is that? Is it different from the normal?
It's 240. I don't know how the normal
is.
It's
less. Huh.
It has
260.
65 sugars.
That's definitely higher than the original.
65 grams of sugar.
Jesus.
50 milligrams of sodium. So if you have sodium issues,
then this is either the
yeah,
drink
so
for you or avoid at all costs, depending on
your-
if you're over or under.
your daily impact or daily amount of added sugars
It's like 90.
129%.
Is for one bottle?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Oh god. Oh,
yeah.
oh man.
Carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, natural flavors. I will not be specifying. Fruit and vegetable juice for color.
Good. As you need.
Phosphoric acid, caramel color, and caffeine. 57 milligrams of caffeine. We love that. I think I'm just stalling at this point.
Yeah, I think we're stalling.
I'm frightened. Okay.
You barely took a sip. Okay, so
No,
what is
that was a mouthful. It tastes like tears. Not literally, but like...
Emotionally.
It tastes
Are
like...
we getting close to like root beer? Is that why? Or no?
It tastes like carbonated cotton candy.
Mmm. Interesting. Yeah, I have some cotton
In a
candy
bad
ice
way.
cream in the fridge, but ice cream's one thing.
I can sort of feel the hint of the graham cracker, but...
Yeah, that ain't good.
It feels like...
Why did... The first thing I got a hint of was plastic. The second thing I got a hint of was okra?
It feels
And
like...
I don't know why. Oh god, that aftertaste. Oh!
It's bad.
Ooh, that's like medicinal bad.
I feel like...
Oh god.
I feel like I gargled cotton candy Pop Rocks with carbonated water.
Ooh.
And like...
That is a war crime right there. That's what
Yeah.
that is. Jeez. Ugh.
People willingly do this?
Fuck, I need my lemonade. Get it back.
Like...
Got some orange juice in the refrigerator if you need it.
God.
Oh god. Mmm. I didn't drink that much and I don't feel so hot after that.
That's...
Like, you know how you feel whenever you normally, like, take medicine, like, before you take the medicine where you kind of feel off? After drinking this, that's what I now feel like. With how you feel before you take the medicine. Like, I feel like I just injected something to my body that will take 3 to 5 weeks to truly expunge. Mm-hmm.
My mouth is just making that noise. It's like all of the moisture in my mouth has receded and it's like, nope, we're not touching that.
I'm just trying to kill it with lemonade at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, God. Mmm. I feel bad for anybody that... Oh, God. Second wave hit. Mmm. I feel bad for anybody that, like, chugged one of those as a dare. Because, like, oh my God, we need to send flowers. Yeah, I know. Like, you have to chase it a lot. That was why I recommended probably the orange juice is something, like, really citricy to kick back whatever the hell that was.
No, I feel like I needed something really bland because adding any additional flavors to this is like, oh, it's not it. Mm-mm.
I think I overpowered it. Like, it's not here, now it's here. Like, I can still taste the flavor, like, in my stomach, and it's not good.
I think my liver hurts.
I feel like if you boiled that down even to, like, something semi-solid, you would basically get the taste of cough syrup. Like, on the aftertaste.
I have some jewelry that's like really corroded, and I feel like I just need to pour that into a
Please
cup
take
and then
it.
like
I have
just
no
leave
idea.
it soaking in it.
Or give it to somebody you hate. Yeah,
I'm going to make my spouse drink it when I get home.
Oh God.
That is.
At least wait till tomorrow. Don't make him like wake up for that.
Nope. This is a threat.
Oh God. Yeah, there you go. You can use it as blackmail in the future.
Exactly.
Oh God, I still don't feel great.
That's not.
Ugh.
Why would they do this to us?
I don't know.
What did we ever do to them?
I don't know, but it must have been really bad.
And like, I personally prefer Diet Coke and Coke Zero, And I think even if they switched whatever the fuck this is to artificial sweetener, that would not...
I think that put me off of Coke forever, actually.
I think it...
Even just thinking about drinking a normal Coke now, like, ooh, I don't like that.
I think it would cure me of my caffeine addiction, like, genuinely.
Or at least, very least, soft drink addiction.
Yeah,
Oof.
right?
Man, imagine if we made Caitlin drink that after her not having soda. That might have actually killed her.
Yeah. Which
Ugh.
naturally means we're gonna bring them one.
No! I don't think Caitlin's done anything to wrong me that severely. Pretty sure.
It's at least for Sherwood. He's gotta have at least one sip.
He's gotta take one for the team.
He needs to suffer.
Yeah.
But with love.
So 0 to 10 would not recommend that, and we will see you guys at some point for playing. Let's go see what the actual title is. I think it's literally just The Walking Dead Michonne.
You know, that one...
Oh, God.
Do not burp. Under no circumstances should you burp.
If I was evil, I would breathe directly in your face right now.
I would die. I would simply die.
Yeah, that would probably actually kill you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just called Michonne. Okay, well, that's easy enough then.
I mean, simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
Is this her backstory?
Sort of. Apparently, there was a point in time in the series, I think this happened well after we stopped watching it, where she temporarily leaves Rick's crew, and then that's when this happens. Because there are some other characters that are actually from the show. Sadiq, who's in the show at some point and dies in the show, but he's alive here, is like one of your main allies here. She also apparently left the katana with Rick, which is why she has the machete rather than the katana. That's basically her way of saying, like, I'm going to come back. But it delves a lot into her backstory of, like, her kids.
Yeah.
So, that part's... Again, I think it's got some of the best writing in the game. Like, in particular with her. The other characters, kind of hit or miss. It feels like it was short in a way. And again, I don't remember how much time it took. I guess we'll find out when next we stream it. And if they go by quickly, we might just do it all in one hit.
Yeah.
It kind of just depends. But that was what I remember, like, thinking was particularly good. Was... how gory and amazing some of the kills were, and then also the story, particularly for Michonne. The rest of the characters are okay. They're not, like, as bad as they were in Season 2, but, like, it is very much centralized around Michonne.
As it should be.
There's only really one other character that's, like, pretty consistently with you the entire time. And she's... She gets better. It's back and forth. She's young and stupid.
That's valid.
Yeah, I get it. But there are some good moments. I think the villain's pretty good. For as short-lived as the villain is, villain's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, we will see that next time. I'm going to go find some hydrogen peroxide or something to drink now.
Yeah, we gotta gargle some bleach real quick.
Ooh.
We'll let you know how that turns out.
Ugh. Yeah.
It's interesting.